East Kenwood has Byron Center. Caledonia has Reese Puffer. West Catholic is against Coopersville this week. East Lansing takes on OK Red Bull Hudsonville. Grand Rapids Catholic Central takes on St. Thomas More. And other games, Forest Hills Northern against Genesee. Hill West takes on OK Red Bull West Ottawa. Wayland takes on Sparta. Hound Christian matches wins with Comstock Park. Hart against Arena. Whitehall takes on Orchard Dual Center. Bill takes on Schoolcraft. And Forest Hills Central takes on Portage Central. Last night, Northview was victorious over Wyoming by a score of 57-6. Michigan State takes on Maryland tomorrow night at 7:30. And at noon, big matchup between Michigan Wolverines and the Longhorns of Texas. We're back. It's fall. It's 2024. It's football season. Performing for us, and also we'll be announcing the future of Granville football, the Rocket League. We'll call those guys out after the band performance. Captains are meeting in the middle for the first time tonight.
Oh, yeah, mic check, 1 2 1 2.
Mic check.
All right, welcome back. We are so excited to have you here back on Granville Athletics YouTube page, your home for all Granville sports this offseason. We are back, first live stream. Nick, how are we feeling?
Feeling pretty good so far. This is going to turn out to be a fantastic game between arguably two of the better teams in the whole state for Division I.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's picture-perfect weather out here for a football game. 60 degrees, slightly cloudy, a little chill, but can't ask for anything better. All right, so looking at this matchup, right, Granville Davison, if you're just tuning in and aren't exactly sure about that. So Davison comes in, kind of consensus 7-8 overall team in the state. Really tough team, got a lot of good, talented guys. They are coming off a loss from last week against De La Salle, which is, I mean, if they don't win it all in D2, I will be utterly shocked. That's a stellar team.
Absolutely.
So that game was 21-3. So they kind of, I mean, I wouldn't say it was a beatdown, but offensive-wise, that's not a great showing.
Yeah, that's concerning if you're Davison right there to only put up 3 points against De La Salle. I mean, De La Salle is obviously probably the favorite for Division II, but to only put up 3 points is concerning. They're hoping to get a bounce back here in Bulldogs Stadium.
Yeah. And on the flip side, Granville, obviously, if you didn't know, went down to Ohio last week, played one of the top teams in Ohio, 15 D1 commits. I mean, heck of a team. You're not going to find many teams around here that have the talent level-wise of that. Wisconsin quarterback, Ohio running back. I mean, that's the top offense this Granville team's going to face this year. So coming into Davison, they have threats, but I think in some way, shape, or form, we're going to be a little prepared.
Yeah, I think for Granville specifically, the biggest key for them is they cannot let Davison take the top off of the defense. Davison last year, during the second half of the game that was at Davison completely ripped open the game by just passing like all over Granville, and Granville couldn't do much about it. So Granville has to play much better on the exterior of the field.
For sure. And new secondary, graduated a lot of guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Sanchez,
offensive side of the ball, it's more of the same. Few here and there. Newville at quarterback instead of Ruff. One or two lineman changes, I think. But other than that, offense stayed majority the same, but defensive-wise is where the big changes happen. So out wide this year you have a junior and Jaden Brown. Hasn't got a lot of varsity snaps really other than last week was his first ones. Other side you have, I believe, Keegan Kroll, if I'm remembering correctly. So it's kind of like you got a lot of youth there. And this Davison offense is a really powerful offense, so we're going to have to see how the youngsters step up this week.
Yeah, Granville for sure playing with quite a bit of youth. We're going to see how they're able to defend this Davison passing attack. And something new that Davison is doing a lot more, it seems like they're running the ball a decent bit more. So the Granville D-line is going to be challenged, especially with the injury to Jay Weiss on the Granville defensive line and the offensive line. That is going to be a huge injury. He is not playing tonight for Granville. That is a huge shoes to fill on the left tackle.
Touching on that, Jay Weiss is out, hurt his foot in practice. He says 4 to 6 weeks, but knowing him personally, it'll be 2 to 3 just because of how tough he is. But it doesn't affect us much on the defensive side of the ball, actually, just because his snaps on that side have been limited. Just due to having to go two-way. But that left tackle position, he's held it down for 2 years now. Really one of our best offensive linemen, if not the best offensive lineman we have.
For sure.
So now you have more youth coming into the lineup and a guy named Matt Key. He's going to be big number 77 out there, and we're going to have to see how he steps up today. First varsity snaps against the number 8 team in the state is going to be a tall task.
Yeah, especially since Granville is going to have to throw the ball today. Obviously, Jaden Terry, number 28 for Granville, is one of the best running backs in the state, by far. But what Davison likes to do is they like to load the box, which is going to be trouble for Granville if they can't win at the offensive line against the Davison front. If they are struggling against the front of Davison, they're going to have to throw the ball, which means that's going to be a lot of pressure on Newville's shoulders. and then a lot of pressure on the new left tackle as well to protect them.
So that kind of brings us into our 3 keys of the game. So for Granville, the first one that we kind of came up with was they have to own that line of scrimmage.
Absolutely.
This Davison is huge up front, both offensively and defensively. So moving the ball is going to mean picking up your blocks, making holes. I mean, obviously you have Terry, you have Sadinsky. I think Hardeman's going to get that start in that 3-back area, but you have to own the line of scrimmage today.
Yeah, absolutely. Granville is going to need to win the battle in the trenches. They're going to need to play like Michigan's O-line from their national championship team. They're going to have that kind of performance tonight if they're going to want to get a big win here against Davison.
Yeah, and the second key to the game that we have is I just wrote down adapt, I guess, both offensively, defensively. You're going to have to change some things up. Like you touched on, Newville's going to have to throw the ball. You're not going to be able to run it down Davison's throat. You're not going to – Terry's probably not going to go for 5 touchdowns like he did last week unless they give him the ball on the 1-yard line or however that works. He's not going to have many 70-yard runs, 50-yard runs. You're going to have to grind, and you're going to have to pick up those 4 yards, 2 yards, 1 yard on a 4th and 1 maybe. You're going to have to grind, and then once that stops working, you're going to have to adapt and throw the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Granville is going to have to also do that, especially on the defensive side of the ball. We're going to see how Davison's going to kind of play it. We'll see if they lean into the run. We'll see if they lean into the pass. We're not entirely sure because they did a little bit of both. Obviously, only netted them like 3 points, but that obviously can change because De La Salle is such a great team. So we'll see what Davison comes out and does, and then we'll see how the Granville defense can adapt to such a strong Davison front.
And that was one of the things they kind of struggled with against Pick North last week down in Ohio, was they spread the field out. They went 4 wide every single time, and they kind of couldn't decide whether Pick North is going to run the ball or throw the ball deep or throw the ball across the slant. So they kind of have to learn to adapt to that style of offense, that spread style of offense, because that's what Davison's going to do. They're going to spread the field.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Going into the third key of the game for Granville, they got to do every little thing right. They got to hold outside contain if you're a defensive end. You got to fill the gaps. You got to come down hard if you're a linebacker. You got to play your zone correctly if you're a safety. You got to either man press or you got to drop back, depending on what coverage you are. If you're a corner, you got to hold your block. You got to just pick up leverage. And if they do all those things right, that's going to be their shot to win. But if they can't do that, they're going to struggle.
Especially Granville also needs to definitely take care of the ball. They love to run the wing tee as a favorite of Coach Stiegel, and they need to protect the ball. You can't fumble the ball. You can't throw an interception here because with running the ball so much, you're milking so much clock that you have to take care of the ball every chance that you can get and get something out of it, whether it's 3, whether it's 7, whether they go for 2 and they get 8. Granville needs to take care of the ball.
Yeah. Going into Davison's 3 keys. So the first one we have is they got to be physical. They got to get down on those trap blocks that these Bulldogs are going to try to do. They're going to have to fill those gaps. They're going to have to get down, get physical, fill the holes, and they're just going to have to really body the O-line, body the D-line, and they're going to have to bully their way into a win.
Yeah, absolutely. Davison's front line of 5 or 3 or however many they're going to be running on both defense and then on offense with their front 5 or possibly 7 if they're mixing in tight ends. Davison has to win the battle at the line, especially at the defensive line, because you cannot let Jaden Terry get hot, as he's going to be gashing you for big gains of possibly 20, could be 25. Davison's linebackers are a little young, so they could get a massive breakaway and he could go for 80.
Absolutely.
You're just going to have to win that battle up front.
Yep. And that kind of brings us into the second one a little bit. We put attack the weaknesses. Like we talked about, Jay Weiss out, so they're going to put their star edge rusher, either Western or Saginaw Valley or CMU, one of the 3. I can't really remember off the top of my head. But they're going to, if they're smart, they put him on the left side of the ball, put him up against Key, and just say, hey, Key, what are you made of? What are you made of? Go make a block against us. Go stop us. Attack that weakness.
Yeah, absolutely. If Davison can do that really, they can just keep on doing that, pile and pile and pile. That's going to put so much pressure on Newville, especially if Granville is like, hey, we got to throw the ball. They're stacking the box too much. They're giving us a little bit of space on the edges here. If they can't throw the ball, that's going to be trouble for Granville, especially if they can get after Newville.
Absolutely. And then leading on, it's kind of a weakness, and it's kind of what we talked about earlier with Pick North last week. They got to spread the field.
Yeah,
you can see Granville clearly struggled with that based on the score of 53 points against them. You can see they clearly struggled when Pick North spread the field way out and just kind of made them cover every area of the field. So if you're Davison, I think you do the exact same thing.
Yeah, that's a historically notable weakness for Granville. They, over the years, have not had great cornerbacks. So for Davison, if they can exploit that, kind of do what Rockford did last year, kind of do what Davison did last year in that second half, they just take the top off the defense. That will be a very, very easy way for a Davison to get that W.
Yeah, so we are counting down just under 4 minutes here. So kind of last thing we're going to touch on here is next few games here. Granville obviously just came off a really tough game against Pick North, playing a really tough team in Davison today, and then they have to turn around, go next week, and play the rivals across town, Rockford, and another tough team.
Yeah, Granville runs quite the gauntlet. Pick North, one of the best teams in Ohio, to Davison, who is 2 or 3 in D2, depending on who you ask. And then you go to Rockford, who is a top-tier D1 team every year. And that Rockford match is probably going to decide the state of the OK Conference, or the OK Red. If Granville comes up with the win, they're going to have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. But if Rockford comes up with the win, they'll have home field advantage. So that game means everything, and it's week 3.
Yeah. We kind of talked to the guys who were at Michigan game night earlier in the day, and we agreed. Week 3 is going to decide this conference. Looking out, OK Red seems to always be kind of a powerhouse in Michigan, but for this year, whatever reason, it's kind of seems like a down year in some aspects. There's not many teams, I guess, other than Granville and Rockford that you look up and say, they are legit. They are so good, unlike last year.
Yeah, for sure. You don't want to say that Rockford is maybe taking a step back, but at the same time, you kind of look at it and maybe they did. We'll see what East Kentwood is made of tonight. They have a big game against Byron Center. That's going to be an excellent game. So it's with that 3-horse race, we're going to see what all the big dogs in the OK Red are made of today, with all 3 having fantastic matchups.
Absolutely. So taking under 2 minutes, next 2 games after that Rockford game for Granville is Jenison, Grand Haven. Kind of not safe to say those should be in the win column. So once you get past this 3-week stretch, it should be smooth sailing based on the competition we play right.
Yeah, that's going to be the big thing for Granville. They have to win the rest of their games. If they drop today and they drop against Rockford, they have to win the rest of their games, otherwise they're going to get in trouble.
Yeah. So we are going to step away for just a moment as we are honoring those who serve our nation and give us the privileges of having these Friday night lights and these beautiful nights. So we are going to step away for just a moment.
And the Granville Marching Band, this is your Star Spangled Banner.
after a beautiful performance by our Granville marching band. Packed crowd out there a little bit. I kind of haven't looked down there in a while. Big crowd tonight for the Bulldogs.
This is one of the biggest crowds I've ever seen at Bulldog Stadium, maybe other than Rockford last year, but this place is packed.
This will be a fun game. I'm excited to see kind of what Davison brings out, and I think this game's truly going to be a big test for this Bulldogs offense and defense.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be an absolute throwdown of two very different styles of how they want to play. Granville wants to run the ball. You have Jaden Terry. He's visiting Notre Dame tomorrow. They're going to want to run the ball. Davison's probably going to want to throw the ball, take the top off. This is going to be a matchup of styles and who can win up front.
Absolutely. So captains go out. Number 4, Emery Moody. Number 50, Daniel Wiley. Number 4, Ethan Newville, that is. Number 50, Daniel Wiley. Number 40, Emery Moody. And number 78, Jay Weiss. Hurt, as we talked about. Unfortunate for the Bulldogs. But those are your 2024-2025 Granville football captains. So it looks like Davison is going to receive. That means Granville will kick. So 12 minutes up on the scoreboard. Let's play some high school football. I am very excited today.
Yeah, Granville, packed crowd here. Got the neon lights here from the student section. They are all decked out, and Granville wearing the retro uniforms today. Very clean look, kind of Minnesota Gophers-esque or Central Michigan-esque, depending on who you ask, against the Davison in white and the yellow helmets with kind of that Oregon wing on the helmet.
I have never been more excited for an opening kickoff here from Bulldog Stadium. New turf. First game on this new turf. Out to tee off the pigskin is number 15, Jake Karen, and back deep for the Davison Wildcats. I'm having a Cardinals. Cardinals having a brain fart there. So
all good.
Back deep for the Cardinals is number 19. That's Cortez Porter alongside number 5. That is Wesley Hughes.
Yeah, could have some big play potential here from the Davison Cardinals here. We'll see how this kickoff goes. It's a little windy out, so we might have to have someone hold on the tee. But we'll see how this goes here for the Bulldogs if they can pin them deep here.
Honestly, last week it seemed like the kickoff team was a little bit of a struggle, so hopefully they come out a little better than last week.
For sure.
Ball falls again. Karenan's got to go pick it back up.
Yeah, we're definitely going to need a holder here.
Keranen ready to kick off and ready to start the home and opener. Kicks away, goes back deep. They're going to let it drive out the back of the end zone, and first kick is a touchback for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, so now we're going to see this high-powered Davison offense coming out. They're probably going to want to spread the ball out here, so we'll see how Granville's corners are going to be able to adapt to such a strong passing force from Davison.
And obviously a big O-line there on the Davison side of the ball, too. Left tackle is huge, to say the least. I think they have him listed as 6'6", 310, somewhere in there. So
that's insane.
Just lucky I quit because I'd have him out there. But that's that left tackle out there, number 70. Big O-line. Quarterback for the Cardinals is number 1, Jackson Dosh.
Yeah, so Davison has 3 receivers lined out here. But then they also have a fullback and a running back here in the backfield.
Play action pass. Dosh dropped back and misses a wide open receiver. First play of the game is an incompletion for the Cardinals.
Yeah, Davison had 2 wide open receivers. They had one across the top who was about at the 40-yard line when the pass was down, and then one on the opposite end of the 40. 2 wide open receivers that could be trouble for Granville, but we'll see how Davison bounces back.
Close side wide receiver for the Cardinals is number 5, Wesley Hughes. In the backfield, that is number 3, A.J. Hill, who is a Ferris State commit.
So obviously this Davison front is very talented.
In motion, swings it out wide. That's Naves. And the ball's out. They are saying it is out due to contact of the ground. So he's going to be marked down after a gain of about 8 yards. And the catch there was number 11, Braylon Naves.
This is a huge third down already to start the game. If Granville can get out of this with a 3 and out, that would be huge for the offense to get this thing rolling already.
So it looks like they're lining up trips to the far side, single receiver to the close side, and A.J. Hill in the backfield alongside Jackson Dosh. Big third down and 2 here.
The stadium is rocking.
Dosh scrambles right, finds a hole, gets the first down, and tackled by Moody, but not before he can move the chains. That'll be a first down for the Cardinals.
Gosh, he is fast. That was a QB-designed run there, or maybe possibly a pitch option, but he is incredibly fast. We'll see how Granville will adapt to that.
Yeah, and now they're going to line up with trips to the close side, maybe same play other way. We'll see. I didn't really expect that. I didn't do a whole bunch of scouting into Davison, though, but that's going to be a threat that they're going to have to worry about is QB scrambles and getting out of the pocket. Handoff goes to Hill. Hill struggles, finally dropped by number 18. That's Reed Graverson. Good to have him back fully healthy. They're going to mark it as a gain of 2, so we're going to have a 2nd and 8 upcoming.
Yeah, Granville missed a huge tackle there in the backfield, but at least they're able to get him down before they got big yardage, only giving him about 2 yards.
Dosh ready for the snap. Ball goes to him, looks right, finds a wide open Naves, and Naves fights his way for a first down. Pushed out of bounds by 3 Bulldogs on the far side. It's going to be enough to move the chains once more for these Davison Cardinals.
Yeah, that was a huge gain there for Davison. Just a wide open receiver. Granville has to adapt very fast, otherwise this game could get out of hand for them.
So they're going to split the field here, go 4 out wide. Hill in the backfield. Close side is going to be number 5. That's Wesley Hughes alongside number 0, their star tight end, in Peyton Coakley. I think he comes in ranked 2 or 3 tight end in the state, so that's going to be a matchup that Keegan Kroll is going to have his hands on, or he's going to have struggle with maybe. Looks close side over to Neves, and it's dropped. Ball was on the hands, couldn't hold on.
There was another Granville corner. It possibly could have dove for it for the interception, but just an incompletion there for Davison. We'll see how Granville is going to be able to stop him here in the next one. It looks like they only got 2 out wide so far, with another one in the slot.
Coakley comes out, H-back number 26. That is Caleb Charchan. Comes in. 2nd and 10. Dosh in the shotgun. Snap, handoff to Hill. Stuffed in the backfield by a group of dogs. First contact looked to be number 23, Braylon Haney. And here comes a big 3rd and 11.
That was huge for Granville. They needed that quick stop there in the backfield. Now Davison has to throw the ball. Granville cannot give up a big play here.
This is where you're going to have to see that secondary. Go to work here. Off comes 18. That is Graverson. In comes 10. That's Jeremiah Morales. So they're going to look for more of a speedy linebacker set here. Dosh ready for the snap. Good snap. Play off to Hill. Oh, wide open, number 5. That's Hughes. Hughes cuts back inside the 40. Flag flies from the far referee, and we have a Granville player down briefly. It looks like Moody. Looks like he's back up fine. That's big for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that was a huge game for Davison. We're going to see who this penalty is on down here on the field. I wasn't really sure what it even could be. Didn't look like there was a whole lot, but we'll see what the refs have to say.
Late flag. Might have been a hold. They're going to get a blindside block against Davison. It's going to be a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. We'll see where this ball ends up after that. So it's going to be at just about the 40-yard line. So it's going to bring up another big 3rd and 15 now for the Wildcat or for the Cardinals.
Yeah, so Granville is going to have to play that possession a lot better. They're going to need to not let the receivers get open just by cutting away and cutting in. Otherwise, Granville's going to have a really tough time.
In comes number 19, Cortez Porter. Trips to the far side, single receiver to the close side. Dosh signals to his offensive line. Bulldogs ready, Cardinals ready.
It's like Bulldogs running more of a press action, it looks like.
Dosh rolls right. Finds an open Coakley, and tackle made by number 5, Miguel Rojas. That's going to bring up a 4th and 8 after that big blindside block.
That was a huge stop there for Granville. Already getting the ball back from Davison.
Maybe not. I guess they're going to keep the offense on the field for a big 4th and 8 now. Gutsy call here early.
Yeah, this is if Davison is actually going for this and they're not just going to hard count this thing, that would be quite the move for Davison. But if they can get it, it'll pay off greatly.
Coakley gets a signal, trips to the close side, single receiver out to the far side. Looks like a quick audible. Signals it in. Hill to his left. Clean snap, rolling left. Goes up, deep downfield, caught! Looks like number 19, Cortez Porter. Big 4th down play for Davison there.
Yeah, it was a massive conversion there for Davison. Got 2 feet into, that would have been an NFL catch. That was an excellent catch there by number 19.
Good ball, better catch. But nonetheless, first and 10 for the Cardinals.
Yeah, down now at the 30. Not sure exactly what Davison's field goal range is, but it might be tested early if Granville can get a stop, or if Davison is just going to continue to take the top off the defense.
Dosh ready for the snap in the shotgun. Rolls right, looks deep downfield, has a man. Caught, one-hand grab, pulls it in. That's again number 19, Cortez Porter, having himself a great first drive.
What a catch there by Cortez Porter. Just gets his left hand out and is able to just bring it in. Kind of like a Calvin Johnson type catch. It just gets it with one hand, harnesses it in for the first down.
Cardinals inside the red zone. First and goal from Granville's 8. Single receiver out wide. Looks like maybe a run type of formation here. Handoff goes to Hill. No, fakes it. Inside. Goes to number 11. That's Braylon Nays in for the touchdown. First points of the game go to the Cardinals.
Yeah, Davison with an early score already. Like we had talked about, Davison's going to want to throw the ball, and they're taking advantage of the Granville secondary.
Yeah, that youth is maybe starting to show a little bit. They kind of maybe got a little complacent after that 3rd down and 15 when they got the 4th and 8, and then clearly it kind of bit them in the butt.
So. Yeah, I wonder if Granville was taken off guard by the fact that Davison actually went for it and didn't just hard count it.
Out to kick is number 30, Ryder Ferguson. Kick is up and straight through the uprights. So cherry on top, 7-0 Cards. 7:33 left to go in the first. Get our first look at this Granville offense.
First quarter score, Rockford 7, Muskegon 0.
All right, back deep. We're going to have a single back deep. That's number 5, Miguel Rojas. Teeing up the pigskin is number 30. That's Ryder Ferguson.
Miguel Rojas had a humongous game against Caledonia last year, and the pouring rain immediately opened the game up with a kick return for a touchdown. Granville desperately probably is hoping for another one.
Ferguson kicks that pigskin away. Looks like it's going to go to Rojas. Rojas catches it on the 10, cuts it back up towards the middle of the field, and can't break free of the tackle. Gets dropped just at about the 24-yard line. So we're going to get to see the first look on this new turf of this wing tee.
Yeah, Granville obviously runs that famous wing tee that they absolutely adore. And obviously, big playmaker in the backfield, Jaden Terry. Many D1 offers already. Has a visit to Notre Dame coming up tomorrow. He is a big-time back here for this Granville offense.
So it looks like they are ready to go. DJ Hardman in the middle, Jaden Terry to the left, Easton Sadinsky to the right, Newville under center. Clean snap goes right back up the middle to Hardiman, and nowhere to go. Good stop there early from the Cardinals.
Yeah, Davison, that defensive front was something that we stressed about, the fact that they're going to need to win that fight up front. And they absolutely got the best of the Bulldogs in round one.
And we talked about left tackle, if you weren't here on our pregame show, is going to be Matt Key. Actually, it looks like he's at right tackle. So Matt Key's going to be lined up there, first varsity snap. So a little youth there. Handoff goes to Terry. And only a minimal gain of 1 once more. So big 3rd and 7 coming up here early.
Yeah, Bulldogs are just getting bullied up front by the Davison Cardinal. Already they're fighting an uphill battle, 3rd and 7. We'll see if Granville throws the ball here.
Going to have to change something here or get a better block up front. But tough first 2 plays, only 3 yards. So see what Coach Stiegel has drawn up here. Newville under center, gets a snap. Handoff goes to Sadinsky, and nowhere to go again. Good showing early from Davison offense. We'll see if the Bulldogs keep the offense on the field. It's going to be a 4th and 6 coming out. Looks like the punt team's coming out.
Yeah, it looks like Sadinsky was almost about to get away, but got hit very slightly in the backfield and just lost all of his speed. And Davison was able to come up with a tackle right after. Had a wide open hole.
Tough first drive for the Bulldogs, only a gain of 5 yards, I think they counted as. 4th and 5, 5:40 left to play here in the first. Jake Kiernan out to punt it away.
Yeah, Jake Kiernan's got quite the leg. He was kicker last year as well. So we'll see what he can do to pin Davison back.
Back deep is number 5, Wesley Hughes. Whistle.
Timeout on the field.
Looks like maybe delay a game. Yep, delay a game against the Bulldogs. It's going to set them back 5 yards. So now kicking from the 24.
Yeah, Kiernan already sitting at like the 10-yard line there. He's going to have to give one heck of a boot in order to not give Davison great field position.
Gets the punt away clean. It's going to be picked up. Nope, he's going to let it fall. Great punt there by Kiernan. Rolls out about Davison's 29. Good punt by Kiernan.
That's an excellent punt there by Kiernan, especially for how back up Granville was. That is an excellent kick there from Kiernan.
Please welcome back your Grandville marching band.
So we'll see what this Davison offense is going to be bringing here. Obviously, they threw the ball. We'll see if they go back to it. I would assume they would because it worked so well. We'll see how Granville is going to adjust here and defend it.
Bulldogs are going to have to change something up. Bunch trips to the close side. One receiver out wide to the far. Hill in the backfield alongside Bob. Dosh. Snap clean to Dosh. Rolls left. Looking back to right now. Has wide open field. Way downfield, number 11. Oh, and he drops it. Braylon Neves. Not really typical from him. Central commit out there, Central Michigan that is, and wide open, just hit his hands, couldn't hold on.
Yeah, like Jamar Chase likes to say, wide open like a 7-Eleven, open all day. He was about as open as you can get. That was going to be going for 6 if that was caught. But instead, it's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Cardinal.
Maybe end zone in mind instead of ball first. But nonetheless, 2nd and 10 for the Cardinals. Dosh gets his signals. More spread out look from the trips to the close side this time.
Yeah, well, it looks like they're taking the page out of what Pickerington North did to Granville last time.
Knocked down by number 80, Mario Hardiman, or excuse me, Marion Carter, that is, gets a hand up, blocks the pass down, 3rd and 10. Big 3rd down once more for the Cardinals.
It looks like Jaden Terry coming out to go play a couple snaps at defense. They have him listed as a Viper back, which if you know anything about the Viper back, that's what Jabril Peppers ran at Michigan when he finished about 5th in Heisman voting.
Dosh ready for the snap. It's going to be the same formation, trips to the close side, rolling left. Backside screen, can't hold on. Another big drop from the Cardinals. Seem to have maybe a little bit of butterfingers early. That's the third drop that hit their hands.
Yeah, it's a huge stop there for Granville. They desperately needed a stop there. They cannot let Davison blow them away early. So Granville's going to have another chance here to get the offense going.
This time the Cardinals do bring out the punt team. Just over 5 minutes to play in the first. Cardinals up 7. Bulldogs look to get the ball back. Snap good. Punts away. High punt. Fair catch signaled for and caught by number 13. That is Josh Crater. So Bulldogs are going to take back over on their own 35 with hopefully a little more life.
Yeah, absolutely. That punt was almost blocked there. I believe that was Emery Moody. So could have had Granville in some really excellent field position. But instead we will be down here at the Granville 35. Hopefully getting that wing T offense going with Jaden Terry.
Same running backs in the backfield with Hardiman, Terry, and Sadinsky. Newville under center, ready to go. Let's see what the Bulldogs have this drive.
Yeah, let's see what Granville is able to do here.
Handoff goes to Terry. Terry picks up a few yards, picks up, looks like about 6. So more yards than our last drive already.
Yeah, Terry almost broke free there for a touchdown. We talked about this young Davison linebacker core. Looks like they were able to make a great tackle there.
2nd and 4 incoming. Bruker walks up to the ball, ready to snap. We'll see if the Bulldogs maybe open up the air game a little bit. Maybe a shot down here with 2nd and 4. Handoff goes to Sadinsky. Sadinsky picks up the first down, it looks like. We'll see where they mark it. They're going to mark it right around the 47-yard line. So first down for the Bulldogs, first down of the game.
Yeah, it was a huge pickup there for Granville. Need to get some momentum going. Looks like the run game has opened up a little bit more for them. So we'll see what they're able to do here.
Sadinsky comes off the field after that play. I did not see what running back came in for him.
Yeah, I didn't see either.
It looks like that's going to be number 3, Gavin Love, brother of Granville legend Marcel Love. Under center is Newville. Handoff goes up the middle to Hardiman. Hardiman gets a tough 5 yards. This is exactly what the Bulldogs need, just these hard-fought yards. 5 or 6, that's what the wing T's built for, those 5 or 6 yard gains.
Yeah, exactly. Granville is just trying to chunk away here at this Davison defense. Every pickup of 5, 6, even like 3 or 4 is just huge for this Granville offense. They just need to get something going here. It looks like they got a little bit going now in Davison territory.
Seem to be owning the line of scrimmage a little more, which is great sign. Handoff goes to Terry on the counter. Gets a tough 2, maybe 3. They're going to mark him down at Davison's 45, so into enemy territory now with the 3rd and 3 coming up.
Yeah, Granville has been running the wing T a little bit better now on this second drive. Jaden Terry, obviously the more power back, but he's also very fast. So we'll probably go back for him again on this 3rd and 3.
Big play here. Going to need all 3 of them here.
Absolutely.
Newville under center. Snap good. Handoff goes to Terry. Terry's going to be close depending on the mark. Looks like they're going to mark him yard, maybe a half a yard short.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be
close.
Wonder if they'll bring out the chains here. But they're going to say 4th and inches. Granville obviously has to go for this.
Yep, this is what the wing T's built for. So they're going to need to get off the ball here, get a good push. Big play here. Newville under center. Snap good. Goes to Terry. Terry stuffed in the backfield. Gets a hard-fought yard. Did he get across? Yes, he did. Wow, that's some strong running there. Gets popped in the backfield, 2 yards back. Has the guy on his waist and just continues to churn those feet. Continues to run and picks up a wonderful big first down there for the Bulldogs.
And that's the reason that he is a D1 recruit. Just so much power there packed by Jaden Terry with that huge pickup there for Granville, keeping this drive alive.
Newville keeper on the right side. Cannot pick up a block. Going to be right back to the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 10 incoming.
Yeah, Granville had a good idea there. You haven't seen Newville run a whole lot this year, so they're thinking maybe a counter can work well for them, but just didn't pick up the right blocks.
Schackermeyer was out there, unfortunately could not pick up that outside leverage that he needed, and Davison linebackers were able to slip down and tackle Newville. This time handoff goes up the middle to Hardiman. He's going to be stopped after a gain of 4.
Looks like a gain of 3. Looks like it's going to be down at the 38 there for Granville.
So big 3rd and 7 now. This is where Coach Stiegel's going to have to come up with something. Do you stay on the ground and hope to pick up 7, or do you hope to pick up 5 maybe and then go for it on 4th? Or do you maybe test the waters in the air game a little bit?
I think this ball definitely has to go to Terry, whether you're either throwing it or you're running it. I feel like this ball just has to stay in the hands of Jaden Terry. Trust him with your offense.
Newville behind Bruker. Snap goes. Fumble picked up by the Cardinals. Tough handoff there. It looked like Newville either got too shallow or Terry got too wide. Newville seems very upset on the sideline, so I'm going to say Newville maybe got a little too shallow. And miscue. Davison picks it up. Ball's going the other way.
And what did we talk about pregame? The turnover game for Granville. They need to keep the ball in their hands. That turnover is very costly. You can't give Davison too many of these drives where they're just going to be able to throw the ball. Granville has to get a stop here on defense.
Fumble was picked up by the Saginaw Valley State commit number 51, Jaden Lockhart. So Cardinals back out. They're going to have 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 wide receiver to the close side, with an H-back lined up in number 26. That is Caleb Charchan. Dosh is back. Handoff goes to Hill, stuffed in the backfield by a combination of Graverson and Moody.
Granville's playing the D-line or the O-line pretty well. Davison hasn't really gotten a whole lot on the run game. My guess is that they'll switch it here back to the passing game.
So it's going to be
receivers up top.
Counted as a loss of 1, 2nd and 11 incoming.
And Granville's got 4 up front, got 3 linebackers, 3 corners, and a safety. See what Granville does here.
Handoff goes to Hill and stuffed for a short gain. They're going to give him 3, so it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, another great stop there for Granville. Davison is trying to get the run game going, but I just don't see why you wouldn't be passing here.
Especially after they marched down the field in that first one. Clock ticks under 9-10 seconds. Looks like they might just take it to the quarter break here.
Yeah, looks like that's what we're going to get. And Davison also almost had a touchdown on their second drive, too. Just dropped the ball.
All right, clock ticks to 000. Your score after 1, Cardinals 7, Dogs 0, 3rd and 8 incoming after we take a step away.
West Adwell, 0. Hudsonville, 7. East Lansing, 0. Bayonne Center, 13. East Kenwood, 0. Rockford, 7. Muskegon, 0. That's a quick look around the area here in high school football. 7th quarter, 3rd and 8 for the Cardinal.
All right, Bulldogs defense out there ready to go. 3rd and 8 incoming. 12 minutes back on the clock. Start of the 2nd quarter. Dosh lines up in the shotgun. Hill to his right this time. He's going to have 2 wide receivers to the close side towards us. Nobody lined up out wide. They do have a tight end stacked to the left.
Yeah, expecting Davison here to throw the ball, but they have more of a power back situation going on, so we'll see.
Bulldogs send a blitz, almost gets home. Deep ball goes to number 5. What a catch by Wesley Hughes. That's a big catch. Great ball by Dosh there. That's going to take him all the way down to the Bulldogs 30 after a huge play on 3rd and 8.
What an excellent throw. With all the pressure coming in, that is a picture-perfect throw there.
Had Haney I mean, on his tail, half a yard away, ready to just smack him, and he throws a perfect ball downfield to Hughes.
Now Davison looking to score here again.
Dosh looks left to the running back screen and gets a wide open hole. Hill's still going all the way down to the Bulldogs' 13-yard line. First down and 10. They're not going to give them inside the 10, so it's going to be first and 10 from the Bulldogs' 13.
Looked like on the outside edge, Davison might have gotten away with a hold there, but obviously a huge gain there for Davison. They're already knocking on the doorstep of Granville, and they got a fresh set of downs, and they're not even with the goal. So they're looking to barrel down towards the Granville 4 and get to the end zone.
Tight trips to our side. Dosh in the shotgun. Clean snap, rolls right. And Dosh is still going all the way down inside the Bulldogs' 10-yard line. These Davison guys are getting really handsy.
Miguel Rojas is down. Gets up very gingerly. That's Miguel Rojas. That would be a huge loss if he has to go out of this game for Granville. Hopefully it's just a stinger there.
Dosh's scramble is going to pick up 6. So it's going to be 2nd and 4 from the Bulldogs' 8.
Yeah, Davison already knocking on the door of this Granville defense. Sitting there at the 8. They could go with the pass. My guess would be that they probably keep it on the ground just because they are so close to the goal line.
Dosh lines up in the shotgun. Gets a new signal from his sideline. Whistle blown dead. We're going to get a timeout. Davison before the snap with 10:55 to go in the second.
Yeah, it looked like Davison was a little bit confused on the field there. And then obviously with the new play clock situation, clock's ticking down, they get a little nervous.
So 10:55, Davison knocking on the door, 2nd and 4 from the Bulldogs' 8. All right, Bulldogs defense comes back out. Davison looking to extend their lead to 2 scores. Still in that timeout. Here comes that offense. Bulldogs look to have the same set out there on defense. 2 wide receivers to the far side. Hill in the backfield alongside Dosh. Tight end lines up to the right side for the Cardinals.
Yeah, I would expect the tight end to probably go to the back pylon there for Davison. Would be a great target because that is a big dude.
Dosh rolls left, throws, caught, and cannot get to the end zone. That's number 11, Braylon Naves. But it is enough to get a first down. That'll be 1st and goal from the Bulldogs' 2.
Yeah, Davison, another great pickup. That rolling action there by the QB has done Davison wonders. They've gotten so many pickups out of it.
New look. Under center is Dosh. He's going to get a quarterback sneak, and it looks like he's going to be in for a touchdown. Waiting for the signal, and the Stripes are going to signal touchdown. That puts the Cards up 13 here early. 10:42 left to go. Cardinals 13, Bulldogs 0.
And Granville is lucky that this isn't going to be 21-0. Obviously, Davison had that dropped. Probably was going to be a touchdown around the 20 or so. So Davison is now going to be up 14-0. Granville has to get something going on offense now.
Out to kick it up is number 30, Ryder Ferguson. On the hold is Peyton Coakley. High snap held on, and kick is up and good. Cards 14, Dogs 0. Let's see what the Dogs have for a response.
fully?
Yes. Want to take a look at it?
I don't think I can right now.
Miguel Rojas retreats deep for the Bulldogs.
Back deep for the Bulldogs once more is number 5, Miguel Rojas, to kick it away. That's Ryder Ferguson.
Granville has to get this going and going clean. Wouldn't be upset with some great field position with a possible kick return from Rojas. Granville needs to get something going here on offense before they get way behind the 8 ball.
Ferguson ready. Pigskin in the air, back deep to Rojas. He's going to let it go. And Bulldogs are going to take over from their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10, looking to respond are your Bulldogs.
Yeah, Granville's going to have to get something going here. I'm expecting it to go to Jaden Terry. Obviously the power back, but Granville might mix it up. They could throw and see what the Davison corners are made of, see what Newville is made of. But probably expect Granville to keep the ball on the ground.
10:42 left to go in the half. Newville back under center, Hardman in the middle, Terry to the left, Sadinsky to the right. Bulldogs are ready to go.
Keep it on that wing T formation.
Newville keeps, looks to throw, has a wide open Sadinsky downfield. Sadinsky goes up. Did he grab it? What a catch by Sadinsky. Wow, goes over one. Grabs it, pins it to the top of his head, and how about a little flex, Easton? Let's go.
Granville needed that. Showing off a little bit of what Granville is made of. A little bit of a duck there from Newville, but Sadinsky was able to just get up and go get it. He played basketball for quite a while. I think he still does play. So the hops are showing. What a great catch there from Sadinsky.
Maybe a little life in this Granville offense now. Let's see. Newell back under center. Handoff this time goes right back to Sadinsky. And they're going to pick up a gain of 2.
Yeah, the Davison front looks like they got their mojo back. That's a big hold there for Davison, only giving up 2 yards to Granville.
Yeah, good way not to let it build after a big chunk play by the Bulldogs. Good way to bounce back by the Cardinals. So they're going to give them about 1.5 yards. So it's going to be 2nd down and a long 8, short 9.
We'll see what Granville does here. Maybe they'll go back to the air.
Handoff goes out wide to Sadinsky. Sadinsky's got a hole. 1 man to beat. Stiff arm, good. Can he stay on his feet? Sadinsky, 10, 5, touchdown. First touchdown on the new turf goes to number 6, Easton Sadinsky.
Granville got the blocks that they were looking for, opened up the middle, and Sadinsky is fast and gave a little stiff arm there action. It was able to sneak right into the end zone.
Talk about a drive from Sadinsky. Pass goes to him. Run goes to him. Run goes to him. Touchdown goes to him. 9:27 left to go. Bulldogs strike back.
Yeah, well, that was huge for Granville. Bet Sadinsky's probably going to be happy that he's going to be sitting on the bench for a second to take a little bit of a break. But an absolute stunner there for the Granville offense. Needed that terribly.
Move on the hold. Whistle blown dead. False start. So they're going to get a false start by the Bulldogs as Kubzak was a little late to get to the line, I believe. That's going to set him back. Should be no worry for Jake Kiernan. He's got a lot of leg in him.
Yeah, Granville going to need that. They don't want to have to be going for 2 this early.
Newville on the hold. Snap down, kicks up, right through for Kiernan. And that's going to cut the score in half. 14-7. Bulldogs bounce back. 9:27 left to go in the half. We'll be right back. back out to kick it away. Lines up at the 40, back deep for the Cardinals is, I believe, number 5. That's Wesley Hughes. And number 19, that is Cortez Porter.
Great drive there by Granville. Now they got to hold Davison to no points here. They can't be down 2 scores going into half.
Now where you're going to have to see what this Granville defense is really, truly made of. Cortez barely holds on, fakes the reverse. Has a big hole out there. We talked a little bit about Karenen's going to get the tackle, pushes him out of bounds, but not before he gets into Granville territory. We talked a little bit about that kickoff team and how it was a little bit of a struggle, and big return of about 40 yards there for Cortez.
Yeah, that was absolutely huge for Davison. They're already at the 50, and they haven't even had to throw the ball yet. That's huge there for Davison. Trying to get possibly into field goal range, extend this up to 2 scores. We'll see what Granville can do here on defense.
Naves out wide alongside Coakley to the near side. 2 wide receivers out wide to the far side. Looks like a new running back alongside Dosh. Cannot see the number from where I'm at. Hill's going to go in motion. Snap goes to Dosh. Swing pass over to Hill. Hill looks deep to throw. Crater turns around. Can't hold on. No, incompletion. So they tried the trickery. We saw that play last year, I believe, against Hudsonville, and it worked to a charm. So Davison tries it. Bulldogs ready this time. Pass falls incomplete.
Yeah, Granville almost had an interception there even. Granville obviously lucky to not let that be a touchdown. So that was a great play there by the Granville defense to bring Davison to 2nd and 10 already. Although I would expect Davison, if they get down to 4th down, they're probably going to go for it. That's probably why they immediately went to the trick play.
2nd and 10, Dosh in the shotgun. Looks right. Snap good, handoff, no fake. Dosh keeps it, goes out wide to the left and picks up an easy 1st down.
Yeah, obviously a great play there by Davison. He is so fast, and Granville just clearly is just not ready for it.
Moves the chains again down to the Granville 38. 1st and 10 Cards with 9:03 left to go in the half.
Yeah, we'll see what the Cards are going to be doing here. They got 2 receivers down by the bottom of your screen, 1 receiver at the top. Now they're changing up to 3, mixing in the tight end. So we'll see what Davison's going to be throwing here.
Dosh gets his signal, relays it to his line. Now he's ready to go. Just gets it off before the play clock expires. Looking deep, has a man wide open, and into the end zone is number 5, Wesley Hughes. Touchdown, Davison.
Just was wide open, got a couple steps ahead of the Granville defense. Burn him there for the touchdown.
On coverage there was number 16, Jaden Brown. So a little youth there. 2nd varsity game, so maybe Davison playing on that a little bit. Nonetheless, Cards extend their lead back up to 13.
Yeah, now Granville is going to have to respond here on offense. We'll see if they can get another catch like that from Sadinsky possibly, or if they're just going to keep running the ball.
Ferguson's kick is straight up and through the uprights. Lead up to 14, 21-7, 8:56 left to go in the half.
Second quarter, Byron Center 20, Winston with 0. Hudson 7, East Lansing 0. Grand Rapids Christian 20, Union 0.
So a big kick return and a quick strike downfield puts the Cards back up by 14. Ferguson out to kick it away. Rojas deep. Back out are the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Granville is going to have to get another score here. They cannot go into half down by 2 possessions. So we'll see what Granville's able to open up here. Rojas, obviously a very capable kick returner. We will see what the Granville offense is going to be doing here.
Ferguson gets the whistle, and we are ready to go. Kickoff up into the end zone. Rojas says no, out the back, and Bulldogs take over from their 20 once more.
That Granville offense is going to be coming on here. Wing T action is going to be back up for Granville. They're going to need another open hole like they had last time on the drive in order to get another rushing touchdown, probably.
Maybe Coach Stiegel mixes it up once again and throws the ball. We will see, but first and 10 from the 20, 8:56 to go in the half.
Granville lining up in that wing T formation. We'll see what they're able to get out of their backs here.
Newville under center. Handoff goes to Terry out wide. Terry picks up a block. Can't get past a field of cards.
And Davison had
tough
3 guys
1
already.
yard.
Davison immediately had 3 guys out there. As soon as Terry got hit in the backfield, just got swallowed up by the Davison front. Davison had like 7 guys sitting up at the front of the line. They just knew that Granville was going to be running that ball.
Second and 9, 8:20 in the second half, or in the first half, that is. Up the middle goes to Hardiman and stuffed at the line once more. That D-line has been stellar for the Cardinals today.
Yeah, Davison has only given up that one big play for the touchdown from Sadinsky. Other than that, the Cards have been stellar up front, just owning the D-line against Granville.
So big 3rd and 8 here. Clock ticks under 8 minutes. Granville desperately needs to respond here down 14.
Yeah, we'll see if Granville can get a big play off here. I don't think that they would go for it with how deep in Davison's field they are.
Handoff goes up the middle to Hardman, stuffed at the line after a gain of 2. 4th and 5 incoming. Big play call for Coach Stiegel.
Stiegel's keeping Newville back on the field so far. Looks like they're going to be going for it. Very risky call. Also could be a hard count, though. We'll see what Stiegel has drawn up here for the Bulldogs.
Going to be a big point in this game because if they turn it over here, Cardinals have a great chance to go down and score. But if they get the first down, Bulldogs have a chance to bring the lead back down to 7. So we're going to get a timeout. Coach Stiegel saw the formation. Timeout Bulldogs, 6:56 to go. We'll be back when the teams are back. Offense stays out there. Newville comes back. Big play here. Coach Stiegel trusts his offense more than his defense at the moment. Newville under center. Handoff goes out wide to Terry. Terry cuts up and stuffed.
Davison swallows up Terry there. There's just nothing that Granville can do there. Davison is owning the line of scrimmage and is able to get the big stop. Now Davison probably looking to go pass again. They'll take the top off of the Granville defense.
So the gamble does not pay off for Coach Stiegel. Cardinals take over at Granville's 27. Going to be a big test for this Granville secondary and the Granville defense in general.
Yeah, it looks like, if you're Granville, you're thinking you probably need a turnover here just because there's just kind of nothing that they've been able to get going here on defense. So we'll see what the Granville Bulldogs are able to do here.
Dosh back in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers to the close side, 2 to the far side as well. Handoff goes up the middle to Hill. Hill almost dragged down, finally gets stopped by number 2, that is Keegan Kroll, gets the credit for the tackle, but not after a gain of, looks like a long 4, short 5.
Yeah, that could have been only a gain of about 2, but then is able to get that second win of speed, breaks off the tackle, and it's going to be a gain of 5 there for Davison.
Dosh back ready. In motion is Dosh, does not hand it off, keeps it himself, rolls over the tackle. Did he get enough? I don't think so. Going to mark him short by a yard. 3rd and 1 incoming for the Cardinals.
The Cardinals are playing almost a LSU-esque offensive style from last year with Jaden Daniels just mixing up between the how fast your QB is, mixing him how great of an arm he's got. So it's just keeping the Granville defense on their back feet. Just not much that they've been able to do so far.
Dosh lines up under center this time. Last time we saw his QB sneak just like that time, and they're going to get like almost 3 yards on that QB sneak. So that's going to be enough for a first down to the Bulldogs' 15-yard line. 1st and 10, Cardinals.
Yeah, Cardinals are just opening up this game. They're already up by 2 scores. If Granville goes down here by 3 scores going into halftime, they're going to have such a trouble trying to get back into the game. We'll see what they're able to do.
I mean, you can see the dominance, just how much they're owning the line on a QB sneak where they're getting 4 yards. That's unheard of.
Yeah, that's like Eagles tush push levels of just straight dominance at the line.
In motion is Porter. Dosh keeps it once more, cuts back upfield. 1 man to beat, trucks him into the end zone. Dosh, another score for the Cardinals, puts him up by big.
Dosh is just so fast. Granville just cannot keep up with them. They could have had the tackle in the backfield. Dosh kept it, and the Granville defense was just not ready for it. They clearly thought it was going to the running back. Dosh was just able to take advantage of the linebackers.
Puts him up by 20. Out to attempt to make it 21 is number 30, Ryder Ferguson. On the hold is Coakley. Good snap, good hold, good kick. 28-7, Cardinals. 5 minutes to go left in the second half. Bulldogs are going to need to respond big.
Byron Center, 28. East Kentwood, 0. Traverse City West, 13. Grand Haven, 13. Ferguson tees up the pigskin for the Cardinal. Miguel Rojas.
Ferguson out to kick it away. Rojas back deep once more. 5 minutes on the dot on the clock. Bulldogs down 21. Desperately need a response here.
Yeah, even if you can get a kick return here from Rojas, that would be fantastic here for the Bulldogs. Davison's just been booting it out of the back of the end zone, so likely Granville will start back at the 20.
Ferguson kicks, goes deep. Rojas says no once more. Bulldogs are going to take over from their own 20. 80 yards to the end zone, 5 minutes to do it. Will the Bulldogs respond?
Yeah, they're going to need some big plays here, especially from their power back, Jaden Terry. Hasn't really had much after a 205 touchdown game against Pickerington North in Ohio. Jaden Terry has been kind of stuffed to not much. So we'll see what Granville is able to do here right now.
Newville back under center. Bulldogs back out there on offense. Snap is good. Handoff goes to Terry out wide. Gets hit at the line of scrimmage. Gain of 1.
Yeah, just gets tackled in the backfield. Looks like the Granville O-line just got beat. Edge rusher comes off of the block and just is able to make a great tackle on there to Terry.
And that's where Weiss would normally be. So over there is the youngster Matt Key in his first varsity game. And you kind of are seeing how dominant this Davison line can be against somebody that doesn't fully know what they're doing out there.
Yeah, the youth of the Granville front is definitely showing, and there's just not a lot that they've been able to do.
Handoff goes to Terry once more, gets a tough few yards and powers through for a gain of about 8. They're going to mark him 1 yard short, 3rd and 1. Good strong carry there from Jaden Terry.
He should have been down there like immediately, but Jaden Terry just too strong, keeps on churning the legs, able to make a great gain at 8 there for the Bulldogs.
Clock ticks under 4 minutes. 3rd and 1. Big play here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, if you're Granville, you are looking to keep the ball until there's no time left and you're hoping to get a touchdown here.
Newville's going to keep it. Has a man wide downfield. That's Terry. Terry wide open. 1 man to beat. He's got speed. Gets tackled, but not before he gets into Davison territory inside the 40. He's going to be marked down at the 35. Big chunk play. That's 2 big chunk plays on throws.
Yeah, that's a great play there for Granville. Terry was wide open. Newville puts him on.
Here comes some tempo by the Bulldogs because the Cardinals were not ready, but it's going to be a hard count. So Newville comes back under center, relays the play. Snaps good. Handoff goes up the middle to Hardiman. Gets a good few yards. They're going to give him 3 yards. So incoming is 2nd and 7.
Yeah, great run there for Granville. 3 yards means a whole lot to this Granville offense because if you can get 3 every down, and they're going to go for it on 4th, I'm sure if they get to a 4th down, you'll just keep moving the chains. Granville just has to keep on moving the ball.
Dominance here early from the Cardinals. Bulldogs looking to respond here. 32-yard line. Newville gets the snap. Handoff goes to Sadinsky. Sadinsky cuts back into the middle. Nowhere to go. Gets 2-3 yards. Looks like they're going to give him 3 just inside the 30. Going to be a long 2nd and 4, short 2nd and 5, or 3rd and 5.
Yeah, it's going to be a long 4 yards here for Granville on 3rd down. They got to get another gain of 3 or 4 in order to stay in this.
Handoff goes to Terry. Terry gets a strong few yards. Did he get enough for the 1st down? Looks like they're going to mark him about half a yard short. So it's going to be 4th and inches for the 2nd time today.
And you got to think that this ball's going to go right back to Terry. Obviously the strongest of the backs in the backfield for Granville. Stiegel going to be talking over the play with Newville, even though there's only minute 50, but Granville is down at the 25, so they've got plenty of time in order to score. Just making sure that Davison can't score right back.
Newville under center. Quarterback sneak. I think he got plenty to get the 1st down. They're going to give him to it. So inside the 25 now. They're saying they have the ball.
I think they whistled the play dead first before the ball was loose for Granville. But it looks like Granville's able to pick up the 1st down. Minute 38 left on the play clock.
Little tempo here from the Bulldogs. 1st and 10 from the Cardinals 25. Handoff goes to Terry out wide. Terry cuts back in, gets a 5-yard gain. And Stiegel is going to be calling for a timeout down there. So Terry picks up 5. Minute 24 left to go. Bulldogs knocking on the door.
Yeah, big gain there for Granville. They desperately needed that. 1:24 left here on the clock. We'll see what Granville's able to do now at the 20-yard line. They could mix in a pass if they wanted to, go for the end zone. That, in case there's an incompletion on the field, that would stop the clock. But my guess is that Stiegel is going to want to keep it on the ground.
You never know, though. I mean, the 2 biggest plays of the day, despite the big long touchdown by Sadinsky, are the 2 passes. They both went for 20-plus. I wouldn't be shocked here if they came out on a good play that could go for distance on 2nd and 6. You know, more than likely with this Granville offense, you can pick up 6 yards in 2 plays. But I wouldn't be shocked if we had a pass here.
Yeah, Granville has been playing well so far here on offense. They're going to need another big gain here. We'll see if they go back to the pass, as you said. Newville's been throwing the ball pretty well. couple passes were a little short, but the receiver's able to come up with the ball.
That's all you need. Center, handoff goes to Sadinsky. Sadinsky breaks free, gets a first down again inside the 15. It's going to be marked down at the 12. First down, Bulldogs. Clock ticking now under a minute and 20.
Yeah, that was a huge gain there for Granville. Now running with tempo.
Tempo here. Handoff goes to Sadinsky again. Gets another chunk play. Now down within the 10. Marks him down at the 7. It's going to be a pickup of about 6.
Yeah, looks like Stiegel just sends Newville back out. He looks like he just wants to keep the same play.
Terry gets the give, goes out wide, gets stuffed. Now clock ticks under 50 seconds. They're going to stick with tempo. Big 3rd and 2 incoming. This looks like we're going to get a whistle from the Davison sideline. Timeout Davison, 44 seconds to go. Bulldogs knocking on the door, 3rd and 2 incoming.
Yeah, we kind of talked about how Granville might run with a little bit of tempo during this game, especially since it worked pretty well against Pickerington. And now with the tempo, they've got it inside they've got it down to the 5. We'll see if Granville can get into the end zone and get a big score with 3rd and 2.
I think that tempo's working well. It's keeping Davison on their toes because when they kind of get set, it's going to be hard to move against that D-line. But when you can keep them on their toes, maybe catch them sleeping a little bit, that's when the big plays are going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And Granville needs to take advantage of everything that Davison gives them with possibly a weaker D-line if they're not ready for it. I think Granville could look to maybe stick even to the tempo, continuing playing that faster pace down towards the later ends of this game.
Big 3rd and 2 here on the 5. Handoff goes up the middle, I believe. Did he get in? They're going to be marked just a yard short. Was that Sadinsky or Terry on the carry?
I believe it was Terry. Just short.
Handoff goes up the middle. Sadinsky gets the give, and he gets in. Second touchdown of the day for Easton Sadinsky. He wears number 6 for a reason. That's his second time he's got 6. 28 seconds left in the half. Sadinsky responds once again.
And that's a huge score there for Granville. Granville gets the ball back to start out the 3rd quarter. So as long as they don't let Davison gash him for a big play, for like a possible Hail Mary, Granville is going to be going down 2 possessions and then could close it to a 1-possession game going into the 3rd quarter.
Kiernan out to kick the extra point. It's up and beautiful. Bulldogs cut the lead to 14, 28 seconds. Going to have a big stand here quickly from the defense.
Halftime score. Byron Center, 35. East Kentwood, 0.
I've seen worse. All right, we're back. Kiernan ready to kick it away. Back deep again is number 5. That's Wesley Hughes alongside number 19, Cortez Porter.
Yeah, we're gonna see what Davison's gonna do here. They might just let the clock run out. They might try to go for something if they get a great return. We'll see if they try that reverse formation again if they get a kick return.
Kiernan, wind blowing in his face. Kick is up. It's going to be a squib kick to the right. Lands on the 25 and spins out of bounds. Unfortunate for Kiernan. Flag's going to fly, I believe. That means the Cardinals are going to take over at the 40.
Yeah, that's plenty of room for the Cardinals. Obviously, their QB, Dosh, has an excellent arm, as we have seen throughout this game. We'll see if they try to go barrel one over the top or if they're just going to take a knee and let this thing go to the half.
Bulldogs look to be playing a bit of a prevent defense, which, if you're a Bulldog fan, is a good sight.
I would hope so. It looks like Dosh is going to probably be throwing the ball here. They've got 4 wide. Surprised it's not 5 wide.
Lines up in the shotgun, trips to the close side, single receiver to the far side. 28 seconds to go.
Now the running back kind of shifting over. We'll see if he becomes a receiver.
Low snap. Dosh handles it, throws near side. That's over to Coakley, and he gets dropped just short of the 50. 8 seconds going to tick off the clock, enough to move the chains, that is. Timeout on the field. Timeout Davison with 20 seconds to go. Now at their own 47.
Yeah, Davison is prepared to throw the ball, and they see the weakness of the Granville secondary, and they're just going to continue to exploit it. Hopefully Granville can get a stop here, as you do not want to be down 3 scores, because then you're fighting way on your heels now for the Granville offense. So we'll see what Davison's going to be drawing up here. They could be pulling back into a 5 wide formation. They could do that 4 wide with the running back as a receiver again. It's kind of a check down there for Dosh. But we will see what the Granville defense shows as well. Looks like Davison is going to be going back to that formation that we just saw, except trips are now going to be on the top side of your screen.
Trips to the open side of the field. Dosh in the shotgun. Bulldogs 4D line. 4 linebackers, 1 guy back deep. Dosh gets a new signal from the sideline. Snap is good. Looking left. Looking back right now. Has a man that's in Cochler. And he's going to be pushed out just before the Bulldogs. 37 more seconds tick off. 13 seconds left to go in the half. He's going to get down to the Bulldogs 33.
Yeah, and we saw Davison's kicker, Ryder Ferguson, during warm-ups. He got pretty close to making a kick from about the 35. So we'll see what Davison is able to do here if they try to kick it.
Cardinals split 4 wide, 2 and 2. Dosh sends a man to motion. Fake handoff. Looking deep. Almost gets home. And incomplete pass. Clock ticks down to 6 seconds. Bulldog pass rush almost got home, and Evan Wyman and Emery Moody could have got a hand on him, maybe affected his throw just a little bit.
Yeah, if that was a sack there for Granville, that would have ended the first half there of the game. Cardinals have 0 timeouts. So we'll see if they bring out the kicking team. It looks like they are going to bring out the kicking team for the Davison Cards.
Comes out. This is going to be a long, long kick.
Yeah, obviously you don't see super long kicks in high school. This is going to be a 50-yarder here for Davison.
This is going to be a tester for Ferguson. Snaps good, kicks up, and doesn't even have close to enough distance. There's still 2 seconds on the clock. 1 second, that is. I would be shocked if the Bulldogs ran a play, but you never know.
Yeah, Stiegel's he'll usually nail the ball here. But, I mean, if he thinks that they are so behind the ball that they need to go for a pass or even give the ball to Terry to possibly burn this thing wide open, we'll see.
I say why not? I mean, you're down 2 scores. You get the ball at half. So the worst that can happen is you get dropped for a loss. Oh, well, takes you to half.
Yeah, for sure.
Hold on to the ball, and why not? Go take a shot.
Yeah, they're in the wing tee. Who knows?
Newville under center, handoff goes to Terry out wide. Gets a block on the outside, nowhere to go, and that's going to take us to halftime. So it gets dropped for a loss. So your score at halftime, Cardinals 28, Dogs 14 in a game that seemed like Davison really kind of ran away with it a little bit. We're going to touch on it a little more after our wonderful Granville marching band plays. So 15 minutes go on that halftime scoreboard. We're going to step away for a few. We will be back. Don't go anywhere.
Today we celebrate and recognize the future football stars of our community. and get ready for an action-packed evening of football. In attendance at the stadium this evening, we have our 3rd through 8th grade tackle football players and coaches. As our youth football teams kick off the season in the coming days, we'd like to wish them the best of luck and encourage them to always wear the maroon and white with pride. After our band's performance, we will be introducing the teams and their coaches. They'll run across the track from north to south.
We're just throwing and throwing and throwing.
Just can't protect the throw, which is what they're training.
Yeah. You do play-by-play for the school? Or
I'm
that's awesome. What's that? Oh. Yeah, so Will and I are here. Yeah. This is like the one game we're going to be able to make the whole year. So I was like, well, I'll see if they need help with the game.
The Granville Marching Band had another busy summer getting ready for their show this year.
Yeah. You got video?
Band camp in early August. Every Monday night you probably heard those drums.
Oh, right on the big punch.
And once again with the tradition of Granville bands.
You missed this already?
We're in for another trip this year.
How this thing's going to start. You're like, what?
Ladies and gentlemen, now on the field is the Granville High School Marching Band. This year's tour is entitled The Oasis. Musical selections include Dune, Raga Raja, and Mirage from Assassin's Creed. Drum majors Adriana Allen, Sofia Viviano, and Logan Garcia. And the Granville High School Marching Band.
Wilbur, you can take the field. Anytime, guys, take the field. Oh, come on, the front.
The Granville High School Marching Band is under the direction of Eduardo Garcia and Ross Hoover. Music was arranged by Michael Miller with percussion arrangements by Will Gordillo and Rick Gordillo. Drill designed by Richard Hinshaw. The color guard choreography was written by Amy Tucker. The percussion section is instructed by Will Gordillo, Rick Gordillo, Adam Bassick, and Jake Kukush. The front ensemble percussion is instructed by Paige Gillespie and William Dibble. The color guard is instructed by Amy Tucker, Megan Tripp, and Sarah Pachenko. Additional wind instruction was provided by Alexa Elkuri, Leah Rankema, Ben Barker, David Schultz, Alex Kramer, David Fitzpatrick, and Steven Rafalowsko. As I said earlier, youth football teams kick off their season in the coming days. We're going to wish them the best of luck and encourage them to always wear the maroon and white with pride. They're at the north end of the stadium right now. Let's get started by showing our support for our incredible youth football players. These young athletes have been working hard for a few weeks, and tonight they get to shine under the lights just like their high school heroes. Here comes your teams, the first, the third, and fourth grade teams. Coach Bubba Grader and his young Bulldogs. Sprint on down there, fellas. Our second, third, and fourth grade team, Coach Andrew Davenport. And our third, and fourth grade team is coached by Mr. Bill Davison. And now let's head up to the 5th and 6th grade team. We have 4 teams at that level. First up, Granville grad Bacon Taylor and his 5th and 6th graders. Next up, Coach Matt Miller and his Bulldogs. Next up, we have Coach Adam Kubala and his 5th and 6th graders. And our final 5th and 6th grade team, Coach Grant DeWitt and his young Bulldogs. Those are 3rd and 4th graders, our 5th and 6th graders. Bring it up, 5th and 6th graders. Bring it up. Next up, let's go to the middle schoolers. This is the 7th grade white team. Coach Logan Miller. Here comes the 7th grade maroon team and their coach, Mr. Garrett Sweetman-Horse. And now it's our 8th graders, the 8th grade white team, Coach Andrew Davenport. And our final team, the 8th grade maroon team, and their coach, Tyler Steenland. Take a look, Granville fans, it is the future of Granville football. An amazing group of young athletes. And we couldn't be prouder of their dedication and hard work. Let's hear it for these athletes and their fantastic coaches.
All right. Well, there's a lot to talk about. Well, actually not a lot to talk about. Granville defense, shaky against the pass. Really good against the run, honestly. I was really impressed by our run defense, but against the pass, a lot of struggles.
Yeah, it's pretty cut and dry if you're a Granville fan. It is. You couldn't stop the pass. You could stop the run pretty well, but then Davison was stopping your run really well. Able to contain Terry to under 100 yards in the first half. No touchdowns so far. Sadinsky was able to get it going for Granville. He had a couple of great blocks, his 2 touchdowns. Got that excellent catch on the top side of your screen early on, around like the 50-yard line. So we'll see if Stiegel maybe mixes in a couple more passes, as Newville's looked pretty decent so far. We'll see what Granville does, but it's pretty straightforward. You gotta stop the pass.
I think if you look at what needs to change, obviously stop the pass. It's not that easy. Here up in the broadcast booth, we can say stop the pass. Obviously, on the field, it's a whole different story. But I think another thing, throw the ball. The 2 times we've thrown the ball, 2 for 2, both 20-plus yards completions. I think that's going to be a big thing. Coach Stiegel tends to shy away from throwing the ball, but I think you got to open it up here a little bit in the second half. You have threats like Gibby Connolly, who's a Grand Valley State commit. You have Justin LaCroix, who has great hands out there. You can use any of your running backs. They have great hands. They can run in the open field. They can make guys miss. I think that's a key piece of this offense that needs to be incorporated in the second half.
Yeah, for sure. And with Newville's passes so far, he's got them on target, but he needs to get them in front of the receiver. The receiver's got to catch it in stride. I think Jaden Terry could have definitely had a touchdown on that second pass that Newville threw. Was just a little short, so Terry had to come back, catch it about there. If he hits him in stride, Terry's gone for a touchdown for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's something that Granville can definitely build on.
For sure. Clock ticks under just down to 0 right now. Looks like they're going to get a few extra minutes to warm up. So we got a little bit of time. I think Granville offense has been strong in parts and terrible at parts, to be completely honest.
Yeah, the Granville O-line is just kind of getting bullied. The Davison front has been incredibly strong. They are stopping the run with great efficiency.
Yep.
That's Granville's bread and butter. They have been running the wing T for as long as I can remember, which is a little too long. And they just haven't been able to make much of it. They had the big gash from Sadinsky, had a couple decent runs from Terry, but we're not seeing the 10, 15-yard chunks that we were hoping to see out of the Granville offense. Instead, it's been 3 to 4, and we need the big gains here, especially since Granville's getting the ball back. Yeah. They got to get a score here, and you got to get the offense rolling.
And I think if you look at what went well and how they were actually able to move the ball, it came with passing, and it also came with running that tempo. That tempo worked very well against Pick North because it keeps these teams on their heels. And the one thing that's going to stop the wing T is when the defense and the defensive line can dig in and get really physical. But if they get tired and they get on their heels, they don't know what coverage they're in, then that opens up a whole new world of doors for this Granville offense.
Yeah, I think Granville, like you said, they have to run tempo, but they have to run more of it. The Davison front looked gassed after Granville had been running tempo to close out the game. So maybe thinking you can run a little bit more of it.
Yeah, maybe do it early on. Definitely late. If it's a close game, you're going to have to do it. But I think just the keys here, you're going to have to score after this break. You can't go scoreless here. Got to get in the end zone. Got to kick a field goal. Have to get points no matter what. And then you have to get a stop at some point and capitalize off that stop. I think if you're Granville, you can't have any more empty drives.
Yeah, especially with that early turnover that Granville had to open up the game. Granville can't turn the ball over again. They cannot lose possessions in a game like this where they're down 2 possessions already. If they don't score, then they're way behind.
Yep.
They need to take care of the ball, need to get a score to open up. And then you got to pray that your defense can get at least one stop, and then your offense has to go absolutely nuclear.
Yep. Yeah, you can't go scoreless now. You got to outscore them here. You're down 2 scores. You got a lot of work to do. And then on the defensive side of the ball, like you said, you got to get a stop. You got to get 2 maybe. That's going to change the game. But it starts with this first drive out of the break.
Yeah, Granville has to start out strong here. Big huddle in the middle. Stiegel's got to get the guys riled up. The captain's got to get the guys riled up. They have to get in the mentality that they are still in this game, which they very well could be. And Davison, you never know. They could throw an interception that Granville could get, and then that gets them next possession. Granville has to have the mentality that they are in the game and that they can go score right away in order to maybe open this game wide open for them.
Come out strong. Give this offense some life. Give these fans some life, something to cheer for. Clock ticks down under 20 seconds. We're going to cut to our field cam, and let's get after it this second half. Let's go Bulldogs.
Absolutely. we're back after a little bit of a short break. Davison is ready to kick the ball off to the Granville opposition. It is going to be Miguel Rojas in the back for Granville. We talked about earlier how he had a great game against Caledonia last year where he opened the game up with a kick return for 6. Let's see if he can get another one or honestly just a great return.
I'm a little distracted down here. Cheerleaders down there got a T-shirt cannon. That's sweet. Ferguson kick goes up. Miguel says nope. So Bulldogs are going to take over once more from their own 20. 80 yards to go. Fresh clock out there. Bulldogs down 14. Need a response.
When did they get a T-shirt cannon?
I don't know. That's impressive.
Usually that's something that the robotics program does, but there's no kids down there. Hey, T-shirt cannon, all for it. All for the extra fun that comes from that. So Granville going to be down here at the 20. Going to be opening up in that wing T offense that they are so known for.
Ooh, back under center. Hardman in the middle of those backs. Terry to the left. Sadinsky to the right. First snap is fumbled a little bit, and he throws downfield. Sadinsky caught. One man to beat, and he gets tripped up. Coach Stiegel, what a ballsy play early on, and gets a huge chunk.
And here we are seeing the Granville tempo. Stiegel calls Newville go right back into the huddle. We had talked about Granville's going to have to throw the ball a little bit, and turns out great for them. After it was almost a disaster for a hot second, that snap was almost fumbled.
I think they tuned into our halftime show. Sadinsky comes up the middle, and he gets a strong 8. I mean, there's the tempo. There's the throw. I mean, if you're not impressed with us right now, I'm impressed with us.
I think we're doing pretty good. I think Stiegel's definitely got a mic up here or something.
Newville gets the call. Clock ticks close to 11 minutes. He's now under center.
Just 2 yards to gain here for Granville.
Handoff goes right up the middle. Face mask there, blatant face mask. Flag comes flying. We have a Davison player down in the backfield.
Number 50, the Granville O-lineman just steps over him, too.
I mean, that was blatant. He was running forward, and then all you saw his helmet like almost turn around his head.
For sure.
So I would be shocked if this is not a face mask.
He's spinning around like a Beyblade down there. And didn't really give who the penalty was on, but it looked like it was one of the linebackers for Davison. That is going to push Granville another 15 yards forward.
Great first drive here. Bulldogs moving the ball well early, and that's going to give them another extra 15 from the spot of the foul, so it's going to bring them down to the Davison 20.
That's huge for Granville. We're close enough. That was huge for Granville. They have opened this game up right away. Definitely got to get a touchdown here. And then you got quite an interesting game.
And now you see what that pass game did. You open it up downfield. So now you have 2 high-back safeties. I don't know if you saw it before the play, but there's 2 safeties up top now, which have been playing a lot shallower during the game, which has allowed them to get downfield and stop the run. But now with the threat of that deep ball going out, they have to play at least one guy back there, and they were starting with 2 there. Now there's only going to be 1 up top, one kind of lurking over on the right side. Handoff goes out wide to Sadinsky. Sadinsky's got a hole, 1 man to beat, and he gets tripped up right at the 1-yard line. Sadinsky almost had his 3rd touchdown of the game right there.
Sadinsky is having a heck of a game. He gets a couple great blocks from the O-line, and then uses his speed and just leverages himself all the way down to what looks like the Davison 2-yard line.
This is where the wing T's built for, 2 yards. Clock ticks close to 10. Bulldogs knocking on the door.
Yeah, knocking on the door indeed. If they can score here, that would be huge for Granville, especially since it'd take about 2:30.
Stacks the box. Handoff goes to Terry. Terry pushes in, and touchdown Bulldogs. What a opening drive after the half from the Bulldogs. Sheer dominance. Bulldogs cut it to a 1-score game.
That is huge for Granville. Getting a touchdown within only about 2 minutes, that is huge for the Granville Bulldogs. They needed that score. Now they're going to need the defense to respond to the Davison passing attack.
Love that drive. Give the boys some faith. Give the student section some life. Get the fans on their toes. Get Davison on their heels. Karenan's kick is up. and no good right. Just looked like he maybe pushed it a little bit, maybe a hand on it somewhere. I'm not sure, but Bulldogs are going to be down 8. So 28-20 is your score with 9:53 left to go in the third. We're going to step away for just a moment. All right, carrying it out to kick it away. Looks like that is Porter back D. They're going to get a squib kick up the middle. Picked up, and number 21, that is Jacob Garrish, falls to his knees right at the 30-yard line. So Bulldogs defense back out there in desperate need of an opening stop.
Yeah, especially after how good of a drive the offense just had. That missed extra point could cause Granville some trouble here, though. You don't really want to go for 2 right away, but now they're going to have to at some point if they get the ball back. So got to get a stop here on Davison, and then if you got to go score, you got to go for 2 now.
Here comes that Davison offense that was so dominant in the first half. Kind of threw it all over this Granville defense. We'll see what changes they have in store. Dosh in the pocket, throws to the left side to the man in motion, makes a few men miss, gets a first down, and he fumbles, but he picks it back up. Inside, they're going to mark him down right at the 50, and he looks to be down, injured over there. That's a big loss for them if it is. That's Braylon Naves, their Central Michigan commit. Looks like just a cramp based on how they're working out his leg over there.
Yeah, looks like just a cramp there for the Central Michigan commit, but an excellent opening play there for the Davison Cardinal. Already down to the 50. We'll see how they're able to reopen this game back up. Looks like they're going to go split set on the wide receivers. Tight end down really deep.
So that running back's going to be out wide. They're going to have a new running back in. Dosh is going to keep it. Haney on the tackle, drops him for a loss of 5. Big play by number 23, Braylon Haney.
And almost got the ball loose. They were ball hawking the ball, but they were able to make a great stop there. Down to now the 45 of Davison. So hopefully we'll see what Granville is able to do. They just can't let Davison take the top off now.
Now this is going to be a big, big drive. This could change the game. 2nd and 15. Dosh is in shotgun with a 4-wide set. Split receivers, 2 to the near side, 2 to the far side. Low snap. Dosh has trouble with it over to Kokler, and not much. He's going to pick up a tough 6 yards. Good job by Dosh to hold on to that snap and still get yards on the play.
Yeah, and if you're Grandville, you got to be happy with that. Only now it's going to be Davison needs about 9 yards for the first down. We'll see if Granville can hold on and possibly force a punt here.
Granville players on the sideline getting the student section up. This is going to be a new formation here, it looks like, as it looks of it right now. They're going to have that H back in there once more. On comes to the field is Cortez Porter. So they're going to have one wide receiver to the far side, one wide receiver to the close side once Porter gets set. Dosh gets ready, 3 seconds on the play clock, gets a snap off, fake handoff to Hill, rolls left, wide open receiver is number 5, Wesley Hughes, and they pick up a big first down after a gain of 18.
It looks like the Granville corner just absolutely lost him. He was in front and then had his head turned, and then in comes the ball, and now it's another Davison first down.
So big play there by the Cardinals, going back to their bread and butter of throwing that little out route, and they pick up a big gain with 7 minutes and 45 seconds to go with an 8-point lead.
Yeah, Granville has to get a stop here now. They kind of understand what the field goal range is for Davison's kicker. That is Ferguson. So we'll see if Granville's able to hold him to no points.
They're going to get a late timeout. Did they get it off before the end of the play clock? Yes, they did. Good awareness there by Dosh to get a timeout off before they got whistled for the delay of game. So they're going to have to burn a timeout. 7:23 left to go. Cardinals up 8 on the Bulldogs 32, 1st and 10.
City CJ High School, we're throwing out our first tennis ball. Aniamo's owner, Juicy Adams, has donated gift cards again. If you get the special marked tennis ball, come on up to the North Press Box. We want to give you some pizza. Everyone say, Mr. Collins right here.
All right, both teams back ready to go. Trips to the near side, single out to the wide side. Hill in the backfield alongside Dosh. Man in motion, that's Porter. Fakes the handoff, has an open man, and Hill drops it again. There's been 2 of those to Hill just over his head and can't hold on, so 2nd and 10 after the incompletion.
Yeah, what could have been 1st and goal now turns into 2nd and 10 for the Davison offense. Granville has to get a couple of stops here, maybe force possible another field goal, depending on how they're comfortable they are with Ferguson's range. But now it's going to be 2nd and 10 here for the Davison offense.
So they're going to have Bishop out wide. I haven't seen him in the game yet, and Kokler alongside of him on the near side. Dosh looking left, has a man. Good hit by, I believe, that is Naraki. Knocks him out of bounds at the Bulldogs 28. So 3rd and short 6, long 5. Big 3rd down here.
We'll see what kind of set that Davison's going to go into here. That looks more of like a power set, kind of what we saw earlier.
We're going to get a timeout Bulldogs as they had a little miscue on who was on the field as Davison went a little quick and had 12 men, so they had to call a timeout. So both teams had to burn a timeout on that drive due to lack of awareness, I guess. But 6:49 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Big 3rd down coming up.
So once again, if you got that special marked tennis ball, bring it up to the North Press Box. We can't throw out another one until we get this first one.
Bulldogs ready to go. Cardinals ready to go. 3rd and 6. 6:49 left to go.
It's a huge
out of
play.
The shotgun. Hill next to him. 2 wide receivers to the close side, 1 to the far side. A little confusion from the Cardinals there early. Dosh gets set. Snap to him, rolling right, fakes the pitch, looking deep, has nobody. Commanding his offense, has a man in his face, has to throw it away, and out of bounds. Big hold there from the Bulldogs. 4th and 6, big play call for the Cardinals here. Offense staying out there, never a doubt from the coach.
The Granville pass rush getting home there is absolutely huge. That could have been a huge gain. There was a couple wide receivers that had a little bit of separation, but instead Granville is going to be able to get the stop, force this 4th down here.
Naves comes onto the field. Out comes Kokler. Coakley, that is. Looks like they're going to run a 5 wide here. 3 wide receivers to the close side, 2 to the far side. Empty backfield for Dosh. Big play here, 4th and 6. Snaps good. Dosh looking right. Fires deep. Incomplete. The Bulldogs get a big turnover. Big breakup by Miguel Rojas there, able to get a hand on it. Great stand by the Bulldogs. And how about a little life for them doggies?
That is huge for the Granville defense. You're getting a huge stop there and also got a great hit on the quarterback, too. He looked a little bit shaken up there at the end. Now Granville is going to have position at about the 28-yard line. Let's see what the Granville offense can do. They're going to need to score again, but they have to go for 2.
This comes into another big drive here. Going to have to move the ball well. Got to get in the end zone. We talked about no empty possessions this second half, and this is where it's desperately needed. Your defense came up with the big stop. Got to go score. Handoff goes to Sadinsky. Sadinsky's got a hole, big hole. Breaks away inside the 50, down to the 45. Push out of bounds at the 40. Big play for the Bulldogs. Sadinsky having himself a night.
And what a night Sadinsky is indeed having. Another big gain for Sadinsky. That's his second 50-plus yard gain of the game. Sadinsky is having an excellent game. Davison really prepared for Terry, but not as well prepared for the speed of Sadinsky.
And the O-line is dominating right now. This is lovely if you're a Granville fan.
I'm surprised Stiegel isn't running more of tempo. They're going back to that more of a hard count set.
Handoff back to Sadinsky. Gets dropped in the backfield by a backside number 99. That's Caden Nicholson with a big hit on Sadinsky in the backfield. Dropped him just at the line of scrimmage, maybe a loss of 1.
Looked like there was a little bit of confusion up at the Granville line. There was an empty blocker that just got absolutely beat by the D-line of the Davison Cardinal.
Second down and 11. Newville under center. Snap's good. Handoff goes to Sadinsky once more. Over to the left side. He's going to pick up a strong 5 yards, which is going to bring up a 3rd and 7 or 6. We'll see where they mark it. 3rd down and 7, the scoreboard says.
Still surprised that there's no tempo from Stiegel.
Yeah, I feel like if you can pick up 5 here, that's definitely 4th down range here. You kind of need it. We said no empty possessions. They got to come away with the score here. So we'll see what Coach Stiegel draws up here.
I feel like if Granville even only gets even 3 yards, they still are going to go for it.
Handoff goes once more Sadinsky, and he gets dropped for just at the line of scrimmage. We'll see what we do here. We're going to go for it. We're going to punt. I think Stiegel's going to punt or keep the offense out there. So Newville's going to go out there. Big 4th down and 7 here.
This is a huge call here from the Bulldogs. We had said no empty possessions, but this is quite the risky one.
Newville under center. Cardinals stack the box. It's going to be a pass. Finds it wide open. Sadinsky over the middle. Big play call from Coach Stiegel there. And he gets the 1st down through the air.
Davison is just not ready for the pass right now. And quite frankly, I don't blame them. Granville hasn't been throwing the ball a whole lot this whole year, and Sadinsky was able to complete the pass. And now we're seeing a little bit of tempo here from Granville.
Go for a hard count out of the tempo. I like that call. Newville gets the play call. Clock ticks under 4 minutes. Ball goes to Terry, picks up a good 6 yards. They're going to give them 5, so 2nd and 5 incoming. Clock down to 4 minutes.
Yeah, Granville, great drive so far. Now down at the 20. You're going to definitely need points here, so we'll see if the Granville run game can keep on barreling home or if Stiegel will throw in another pass.
Newville under center, 2nd and 5. Good time to take a shot. Goes to Terry out wide. Terry picks up a block. Spins out of it. One man to beat. Stays on his feet. Wow, what a play by Jaden. Terry gets out wide, breaks 3 tackles, gets into the end zone. Big touchdown, Bulldogs.
That is why he is a D1 recruit. Terry just barrels through the Davison front and then gets an excellent block out on the edge and then just makes the guy miss and is able to break away from the tackle. Is a huge touchdown there for Terry, as that's his first score of the game.
Offense stays on the field. Got to go for 2 now after the missed extra point last time. Newville under center. Both safeties drop down into the box. Good chance to throw here. Throwing, has a wide open Connolly backside. And Connolly tips it up and he drops it. Oh my gosh, that was wide open on his hands. That's a big, big drop by Connolly.
And it looked like Newville threw it a little high too, but Connolly's like 6'6". He's got to get that pass and bring it down. That is a huge drop for Granville. Is now down by 2 after the score.
So the Bulldogs can't execute on the extra point. So they have a 2-point deficit right now. 3:36 left to go in the third. Kick team comes out.
And that was a great drive there from Granville. Obviously, that dropped pass there in the end zone is brutal. But we'll see what the Granville defense can do. Had the stop the first time. Let's see if they can get another one.
Kiernan ready to kick it back deep.
Wouldn't be surprised if it's another squib.
Squib kick up the middle. Big bounce. They pick it up, and they get dropped right around the 37-yard line. So 3:31 left to go. Davison's got it on their own 37. Let's see what they have in store. Ready to go. Dosh back in his shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the close side, 1 to the far side. Hill in the backfield. In motion. Has a guy, finds his man in motion, picks up a few blocks, makes free into the Granville territory. Still on his feet inside the 40. Down to the 39 is Braylon Naves.
Got to think Granville should have been ready for it. They did that the exact same way last time to open up the drive, and Davison gets another huge gain.
Yeah, I mean, that was the exact same play that they ran earlier. Same guy in motion, same everything. Got to be ready for that.
Absolutely.
Man in motion. Same play other way. No, handoff goes to Hill up the middle, and he picks up a strong 5 yards. Longest run of the day, I believe, for the Cardinals. It looks like he's going to pick up 4, so there's going to be a 2nd and 6 coming up from the Granville 35.
Yeah, Granville has got, if there's another run coming, they got to stop them for maybe no gain. They can't let Davison get into a short yard situation. We saw their QB sneak work super well for them last time.
Split set, 2 receivers to the close side, 2 wide receivers to the far side. Dosh looks right, has a man, stiff arms one on the ground, and gets pushed out of the bounds by number 9, Garrett Naraki. But not before he can pick up a first down. That's Naves.
Yeah, if Davison scores here and then gets the extra point, Granville is now down 2 possessions. That would put him down by 9. That 2-point conversion in the end zone is definitely going to be cost him.
So they have trips to the far side, 1 wide receiver to the close side. Dosh is back in the shotgun. Bulldogs stack the box, look to be showing blitz here. Man in motion. They're going to hand it off to the man in motion. Had a guy in the backfield to stop him. Good backside pursuit by Reed Graverson, but can't drop him before he picks up 7 yards.
Yeah, that was a big missed tackle there in the backfield. Had a hand on him, lets him go, and then Davison gets another big pickup.
Dosh lines up 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the close side, Hill on his side. Fake handoff, tries to get the slip screen away, has nowhere to go, throws it away, and incomplete, it falls. So big 3rd and 4 incoming now with 1:36 left to go in the quarter.
Smart play there by Dosh to just get rid of the ball before he gets sacked. Granville pass rush gets another win. Hopefully you can get another one down here.
So some substitutions here for the Granville defense. Ethan Newville comes in at corner, and they put Jaden Terry down there as a defensive end on the right side. Haven't seen that before.
Interesting choice there by Stiegel.
So Dosh is going to split the wide receivers 3 and 1. He's going to look left side, has nobody. Blitz gets home. Evan Wyman, big sack. Drops him for a loss of 6. 4th and 10. Big sack from the junior, Evan Wyman.
The Granville pass rush wins on back-to-back plays. And it looks like they might have to win another play because it looks like Davison's going to go for this 4th and 10.
Cardinals are going to go for it. Trips to the far side. Miscommunication here from the Granville defense. Newville seemed to be confused whether he's staying on the field, so they're going to have to burn another timeout.
That is a crucial second timeout that Granville has to burn now. I don't think Davison's going to change up what they're doing. They're too short of field to punt it. They're a little too long to go kick it for a field goal. So I believe that Davison's definitely going to keep this on the field with their offense. We're just going to have to see if the Granville defense can hold.
And if you're that Davison OC, I think you got to go to Porter or you got to go to Naves. Those have been the guys. I think you could get maybe a sneaky completion to Hughes. That's been their other guy, but I mean, we'll have to see. This is a big play, 4th and 10. They've had a few chunk plays. Granville's going to have to come out big from this young secondary.
Yeah, something that Davison has had great success with has been the couple of different screen plays that they ran. They've run 3 screen plays. They've had 1 go for 10 and 2 go for over 20. So we'll see if Davison falls back on that. That could score them a touchdown if Granville's not ready for it. But we'll see what Granville does here on defense and what Davison will do here on offense.
4th down and 10. Student section getting loud. Dosh has 1 receiver to the close side, 1 to the far side. Tight end lined up on the left side of that line. Hill to his left. And they hard counted. Emery Moody jumped, and they're going to get a free 5 yards.
That is brutal for the Granville defense. You can't jump there. That is going to be pretty costly because now Davison can open up the playbook.
It's going to be a costly offsides encroachment call there. So now it's going to be 4th and 5 and 4th and a lot more doable.
Yeah,
2 wide receivers to the far side, only a tight end to the close side. See what the Cardinals have lined up here. Dosh in the shotgun. First read looking left. Looks left, rolls left, throws, fires. Man wide open, incomplete. He missed him. Wow. That's a rare miscue this game. Had Hughes wide open. That's a touchdown all day. It's been their bread and butter. Pass falls incomplete. Minute to go in the 3rd. Bulldogs take back over, and they're red hot.
Yeah, just that pass was just thrown a little bit too low for the receiver. Had him wide open in the end zone. Had both the corner and the safety beat for Granville. Could have been a touchdown. Instead, it turns into a Granville possession again. Now at the 21 of their own.
Going to have another perfect drive here from the Bulldogs. 2 safeties back deep. Kind of afraid of that pass now. Handoff's going to go up the middle. He breaks away. That's Hardiman. He's got some space. Cuts up into the 42. Big play there from DJ Hardiman.
Yeah, big 20-yard gash. We had stressed about it a little earlier how the Davison linebacker core is pretty young, and that definitely showed there as he just broke away in the middle of the field.
And now you see what I'm talking about, how they had those 2 safeties up top. It forced them to not be able to crash down that hard. Instead, they had to stay out wide, and that middle lane was wide open. Newville under center. Handoff goes to Sadinsky. Sadinsky cuts back up the middle. Gets a good gain of about 4. Good chunk early play. Good time to take a shot now if you're Coach Eric Stiegel.
Yeah, but it looks like Granville is not going to have enough time. The play clock is winding down. Have an O-lineman tying his shoe. I think that is going to be taking us to the 4th quarter.
Clock under 10 seconds. Yep, Newville's going to stay off. So clock ticks down to 000. Bulldogs knocking on the door. 2nd and 6. Down 2. Big possession. When we come back, don't go anywhere.
Student Luca Longoria has won herself some pizza. Compliments of Andre Ramos Pizza. It is time for one more. I think I'll be the person that goes outside. I need some hands up. It's good to be back in the stadium for the 2024 season. One more tennis ball to give away. Compliments from Andre Ramos.
I want the tennis ball.
I haven't got one. Here. They really want it.
I want the tennis ball.
I'm such a mean guy.
The field, Bulldogs now going towards the right of your screen. First handoff goes to Terry. Terry makes a few men miss, still running hard. Gets close to the line to get. We'll see where the spot is. Just bounces off a few tackles there. Another
like
great
give it to him.
Firm run.
If they're giving him the first down,
Man,
it's going to be first down for the Bulldogs.
For the Bulldogs here. This is not good. Trainer's coming out. Can't see who it is from here.
It might be Terry.
Looks like DJ Hardiman down is what I'm hearing. I don't see him, so I believe that's DJ Hardiman down. Maybe got hurt on the block there. They are going to give Terry the first down. We're going to step away for just a moment as they assess this injury.
There, led by owner Juicy Adams. Good to see DJ coming off the field on his own power.
Good thing to see. Rumors up here in the press box are saying it was just a little hamstring pull maybe. He looks to be fine, maybe a little cramp. He's good, walking off on his own power. It's good to see. So that running back to replace him comes in as number 10, Jeremiah Morales.
Yeah, great sign that he was able to walk off on his own power.
Pass here, Newville rolling right, has a man, Sadinsky, and good break up there from the Davison secondary. Strong hands. I like that play call a lot. I like that a lot. 1st and 10, good time to take a shot in the Davison territory. It's been working. First incompletion of the day, can't complain.
Yeah, it's honestly a great play call there by Stiegel. Just a great play there by the Davison defense. It looks like Hardman just came back onto the field, so it's good to see him back.
Newville hands off to Terry. Terry picks up a block. Good hard run. Picks up 7 to 8. Looks like they're going to give him 7. So a 3rd down and 3 after a good Jaden Terry run.
Yeah, just a great barreling run there by Terry. Now we're going to be down to 3rd and 3. Like you've been saying, wing T is great for the little short yard situations. Granville has to get another pickup here.
And this is 100% 4-down territory here. I think 2 plays, you got to be able to get 3 yards with the wing T.
Absolutely. You need this first down, whether it's in 1 play or it's in 2 plays.
Hardman back out there. Davison stacks the box. Handoff goes to Terry up the middle. I think he's got plenty for the first down. They're going to mark him down at the Davison 37, and that's going to be plenty for a Bulldogs. First down.
That is a huge gain there for the Bulldogs. Going to be now a fresh set of downs here for Grandville. They are going to need another big run here, possibly open this game up.
And that's a big first down because now you can kind of play with the clock a little bit. I mean, under 11 minutes, you run the wing T, which is a slow, methodical offense, and now you're in their territory. You get another first down. You're in field goal range for Jake Kiernan. As the run goes out wide to Szynski, can't make a man miss. I thought that might have been hands to the face, but gets dropped at the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him no gain, no loss. 2nd and 10 incoming.
Yeah, it looked like Szynski got tackled on the helmet. Not really sure what the refs saw down there, but from up here, it definitely looked like he got tackled by the head. So we'll see what Granville is able to do here on 2nd and 11 is what they're calling it.
2nd and 11, clock ticks down to 10 minutes. Newville under center. Sends a man out wide and false start on the offense, I believe. You can't do that. I don't know who that is out there. I think that was Daniel Wiley, just kind of jumped. I'm not sure what he saw. That's going to drop the Bulldogs back 5 yards, 2nd and 16 on what looked to be a promising drive. Now is a much-needed conversion.
Yeah, I think he saw Jaden Terry roll out into motion, maybe thought that he had already gone, and, got a little antsy, and then it's going to be pretty costly there for the Bulldogs.
Here comes Terry out wide. Handoff goes up the middle to Hardiman. Hardiman has some room. One man to beat. Gets a first down. Big play from the youngster, DJ Hardiman.
And that is huge for Granville, especially after Hardiman had gone down. That's a great play. Seeing that explosiveness that he can bring to this Granville offense. Great to see him looking like 100% out there as another huge conversion for the Bulldogs.
Only a sophomore there, number 33, DJ Hardiman, picks up a big first down. I like the trickery there out of the new, a different formation from Coach Eric Stiegel.
Yeah, running something that Davison was definitely not ready for.
Handoff goes to Terry. Terry runs into 2 defenders, gets a strong 2 yards. They're going to give him 1. 2nd and 9 incoming.
That's a little bit what Davison was a little bit more ready for. They were just completely ready for that, stuffed up the run. D-line won the battle against the O-line on that snap.
Bulldogs chewing clock. Clock ticks down to near 9 minutes now. Newville's got the play call.
You can't chew too much clock, though, because if you were to score here and then Davison goes down and scores, now you don't have a lot of time, especially for this wing T offense.
Handoff goes to Sadinsky. Sadinsky gets wrapped up after a short gain. Rough play. They're going to give him 2 yards, so a big 3rd and 7 incoming now.
And I would assume that Stiegel is probably going to go for it if there's a 4th down scenario. Maybe he trusts Jake Kiernan to drill the field goal after missing the extra point. We will see, but big play here for the Granville offense.
Nick, let me hear your thoughts. Do you run or throw here?
I think you throw if you trust Kiernan. It kind of depends on your trust level of Kiernan right now. But you could try a throw here with Jaden Terry.
Run goes up the middle to Hardiman. Hardiman picks up a strong 4 yards, and now you've got a big call here on 4th and 3.
Yeah, now what do you do if you're Stiegel? He is sending out the kick unit.
Kiernan's got the leg for this. He's made these plenty of times. 4th and 4 from their 19. We'll see where Newville sets up. He's going to set up about right on the 25, so it's going to make this a 35-yard field goal attempt for Kiernan.
This is a big kick for the Bulldogs. This is to go up by 1.
Snaps down, kicks up. Dead center. Kiernan, ice in his veins, puts the Bulldogs up 29-28. 7:35 left to go. Here come the Cardinals on offense, Bulldogs on defense. This is what makes or breaks champions right here.
It was a great drive from the Bulldogs. Even though it doesn't result in a touchdown, we had talked about there has to be scores on every drive. Field goal there is fine. You are up now by 1. Davison is going to have the ball back. They play more of an explosive style. Every time they've scored, they've had these kind of shorter drives where they're just kind of bombing it down the field. So you better hope that if you were to somehow let up a score, it better be a quick one, because Granville doesn't really like to run too fast. So
absolutely,
point has to be stop them right here.
Yep. So Bulldogs with their first lead of the day with 7:35 left to go in the 4th. Big time now.
And if I'm Davison, I would be thinking you probably have to go for it if you are given a 4th down, just because Granville will run you down slow and squeeze you like a boa constrictor running that slow wing T.
Kiernan knuckle kick and goes out of bounds. Not what you need there, giving them good field position. Davison's going to start their drive from their own 35.
Yeah, it's a bad break there for Kiernan. Good break for Davison, obviously. They're going to have favorable position. They're going to be at the 35 now. We'll see if Dosh is going to be opening up the playbook. Maybe throw a couple of bombs over the top.
This is what the Friday Night Lights are made for. What more could you ask for? 7:35 left to go. Cardinals 28, Bulldogs 29. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, if I'm Davison, I think I would probably go a little bit slower, see what your run game can give you, and then you go take the top off the defense.
They're going to line up first play with no running back. They're going to have trips to the near side, 2 to the top side. Dosh is going to be alone in the backfield.
Dosh does have the ability to run.
Man in motion. He's going to hand it off in motion, and no gain. Good stop by Garrett Naraki. Pushes him out right over the pylon. No gain, 2nd and 10. Good first stop by the Bulldogs.
That's a huge stop there for Granville. The motion plays have been biting them real bad for Granville. Now, yeah, it looks like the chain game got a little bit messed up down there on the tackle. Looks like everything's all good. We're going to be 2nd and 10 for the Davison Cardinal.
Looks like everybody's okay over there. We might have to a little scoreboard change here. Clock kind of ran down a little bit. Should have stopped a little earlier. So we're going to have an official's timeout. We'll see what they say.
Yeah, great first stop there for Granville. No gain there for the Davison Cardinal. Granville has to hold. They cannot let Davison score here. We'll see what Davison's going to be bringing here on 2nd and 10. It looks like they're going back to the 5 wide. They really trust the pass game.
So here's Hughes. Only one in the pocket.
Your motion man would have to come from the top.
Bulldogs have 3 men on the line, have another man in coverage. Graverson might be blitzing on the outside here. Graverson blitzes. Hughes gets away. I don't know if that's a completion. No. Ball hits the ground. Big incompletion. Huge 3rd and 10 coming up.
The Granville pass rush has been a big difference maker here for Granville. Davison's strong passing game has been just a little bit slowed down now because the Granville pass rush has gotten home on a couple of different drives. And now we see Jane Terry going to be lining up on the defensive end. Kid can really do it all.
Talk about a change in a game.
Yeah, what a difference the halftime has made.
In the second half, 7:08 left to go. 3rd and 10. Bulldogs up 1.
Got a lot of motion here from
the
Cardinal.
Hughes, Coakley, and I believe Cortez out wide to the left. He looks right, gets drilled as he throws. Ball goes incomplete. 4th and 10.
The Granville pass rush is dominant so far against the Davison O-line. And it looks like what we had talked about earlier. It looks like Davison is planning to go for it. QB Dosh is now down talking to the coach. This is a huge 4th and 10 here now for the Davison Cardinal. They need it if they want to stay in this.
This play makes or breaks the game. Out wide to the far side, number 11, that's Naves. To the close sign, looks like Coakley, Cortez, and Hughes. It's going to be Hill on the left side of Dosh.
A great question here will be.
Bulldogs sideline getting up. We're going to get a timeout. Timeout by the Cardinals. 1 timeout remaining.
If the Cardinals go for this, a great question to be asked is how aggressive will Granville be playing this? This second half, they have been super aggressive off the edge. I mean, we have seen more blitzes this half than the first half by a long shot. So we'll see if the Granville pass rush gets home again or if they're going to play it a little bit more conservatively.
This is the play of the game right here, for folks. 4th and 10. Davison on their own 35. Bulldogs coming out, ready to go.
So it looks like Granville is going to be rocking back with that same defensive front with Terry up on the bottom edge of your screen. Miguel Rojas as the corner on the bottom part of your screen. We'll see what Davison lines up with. Last time they had a 4th down, they had more of a power formation, and it looks like they're going trips at the bottom.
Play the game right here. Trips to the close side. Single wide receiver to the far side. 4 men rushing for the Bulldogs. Snap's good. Dosh rolling left, looks back right, has a man open for the screen. Big play by the Cardinals. Still going. One man to beat, and he finally gets dropped inside the red zone. Big breakdown for the Bulldogs there.
And the pass rush absolutely got home, but it might have been a little bit too much by the pass rush because there was no corners or linebackers sitting out on the back on the back top. And now Davison is now down to the 20-yard line, and they can play this pretty slow. We'll see if they have confidence in their kicker or not to make this if they were to get stopped early. But we'll see what Davison drives up.
Puts a man in motion. That's Cortez. Fakes the give. Dosh keeps it. Now inside the 5. Good hard rush there by Dosh. Gets down to the 5. First and goal, Cardinals.
I mean, the Granville defensive front was just wide open. There was no backs there waiting for Dosh. They were completely expecting a throw. Dosh keeps it and just barrels towards for a first down for the Cardinal.
Power setting now for the Cardinals. Here's Dosh. Handoff goes to Hill. Hill's got a hole wide open into the end zone. Cardinals score with 6:10 left to go.
Curious if the Cardinal will go for 2 or not.
Looks like they're going to stay out there.
Yeah, that would put them up by 7.
So big play here. If they get it, puts them up 7. If they don't, a touchdown for 6 wins it.
They might be switching it to kicking.
I don't think there's a reason to kick here, because if you kick, it's 6 and then it's a tie game. But if you score the 2-point conversion, it makes Granville decide if you want to play for the tie or play for the win.
We'll see what Davison does here.
Has it here. Trips to the right side. Single set to the near side. Dosh snap, looking left. No, incomplete. Touchdown wins it for the Dogs. 6:11 left to go. Cards score. Bulldogs get the ball back with plenty of time to march down the field. Cardinals up by 5, 34-29. Don't go anywhere. This is the game of the year. So that's a big drive both ways. Cardinals score. That obviously puts them up. That's big. But the Bulldogs have been moving the ball well this second half. Ferguson out to kick it away here. Kicks it deep. It's returnable for Rojas. Rojas picks it up on his own 5, going right. Cuts back middle. Gets hit, still going. Makes it up to the 25. So gets 5 yards more than he would have. So Bulldogs, 75 yards to go. 6 minutes, 3 seconds to do it. This is where champions are built.
If you're Granville, if you were to give up a score, that is the best way it could have happened. The score is pretty fast, gives you about 6 minutes left on your clock, and touchdown now wins the game. Granville can play it slow, but they have to keep on getting first downs.
Safeties are deep for Davison here, expecting pass maybe. Handoff goes up the middle to Hardiman. That's what I've been talking about. If those safeties are deep, run that ball up the middle. He picks up 9 yards. Short 2nd and 1. Good time to take a shot for Coach Siegel here.
There's a Davison defender down at the moment. He's able to get up under his own power, but is limping pretty hard. Looks like he's going to come off the field.
Newville's got his play call. 5 minutes, 30 seconds now on the clock. Lines up under center. 1 yard to get for the first down. Keeps it to throw. Has a man in Sadinsky downfield. Sadinsky catches it. 30. Cuts back middle. 20. 15. 10. Sadinsky looks back into the end zone. 3rd touchdown of the game for Sadinsky. Bulldogs score.
Something that Granville did not have last year was the pass. They only threw a couple of passes for big gains. A huge pass there by Newville. It was a great ball. And Sadinsky comes down with the haul in and then makes a couple man miss. And Granville is going to be going for 2 to go up by 3.
Bulldogs got to go for 2. 5 minutes, 10 seconds left to go. Bulldogs back with the lead. Can't ask for a better game.
Sadinsky is having a heck of a game.
Third
He's
touchdown.
got like 4 is third? Crazy game for Sadinsky.
Newville keeps it, has a man, and Sadinsky again. Hit him. Got it. Pulls it down. Bulldogs go up 3.
Great throw there from Newville. Gets tripped up a little bit in the backfield. Corrals himself. Sadinsky is wide open. Looked like Davison was just not expecting there for there to be a throw, especially after the mishap that happened in the end zone previous. Now Granville has a score, but Davison has 5:10 to go score again.
Time.
Yeah.
Plenty of time. We just said it with the Bulldogs. They kind of had a lot of time to go down and score. Now the Cardinals have the exact same opportunity with 5:10 left to go. Haven't had too much of a problem moving the ball quickly.
Yeah, we'll see what Granville does. They played pretty aggressive on the last drive. Worked out for 2 downs, and then they got burned on the next one. We'll see if they continue to blitz the Davison front.
Kiernan is out there teeing up the pigskin. Back deep is the regulars for the Cardinals. Number 5, Wesley Hughes. And number 19, that is Cortez Porter.
Yeah, obviously big return possibilities. They had a return that went to about the 50 earlier in this game. They tried to run a reverse even, so we'll see what the Davison front does.
Kiernan kicks it deep and touchback, so the Cardinals will start at their own 20. They got 80 yards to go, 5:10 to do it.
And that's great for Granville because the last kick they had went out of bounds for Kiernan. Now he just booted in the back of the end zone, put Davison at the 20. No need to squib. Just keep it simple. Just boot the ball. And now Davison has 80 yards to go.
Big field to go. 5:10 left. Bulldogs by 3.
Looks like Granville is just going to have a 4 front set, maybe 5. Pulling up there with what looks like Emery Moody. So we'll see what Stiegel does here on defense and then what the Davison Cardinal will do here on offense. Something that burned Granville in that last drive was that Dosh had a couple of big runs that got them into 1st and goal territory. So we'll see what Davison does if they trust their QB to run it or to pass it.
Cardinals are going to line back up in that power set. Hill to Dosh's left. He's going to hand it off to Hill. Hill's got room to run. Big play here. Cuts back and gets dropped at about the 40-yard line. Big first play for the Cardinals. Gains about 20.
That's a big play for the Cards. They needed a big gain right away to open it up. Now there's about 5 minutes to go. Davison can play this really slow, and they can go for field goal to tie and then touchdown, obviously, to win.
So we're going to slow it down. Clock 6 to 4:45. Still in that power set are the Cardinals.
Davison really trusts their passing game to be slowing the game down by this much.
Bulldogs stack their D-line to the inside, expecting run. Run goes to Hill. Hill's got room again. Finally dropped by number 2. That is Keegan Kroll, but not after a gain of 7 by A.J. Hill.
Yeah, another great game there by Davison. Just didn't seem like Granville was ready for the run after it was a pass previous. So we'll see what Granville does here with their D front.
Davison
Same power
going
set.
real slow. Clock ticks close to 4 minutes.
They're just taking their time. They're very comfortable with the play.
Hand off again to Hill. This time the other way. Hill's got room to run. Finally gets dropped by Garrett Naraki, but not after a huge gain once more. Into Bulldogs territory. Finally dropped at the Bulldogs 39. 3:50 to go.
Dogs had a couple of guys in the backfield, and then they just didn't make the play there on the running back. Maybe they thought that the QB was going to keep it this time.
Bulldogs seem Cardinals rather seem very fine just running the ball. They stay in that power set. We'll see if the Bulldogs get aggressive here, expecting run. Handoff goes to Hill. Hill breaks it out wide and dragged down from the backside by Braylon Haney, but not before he picks up a gain of 5.
Another missed tackle there by the line of scrimmage for the Bulldogs. They're just missing these opportunities. They're getting there. They're just not converting in the backfield. They need to get some open field tackles.
2nd and 5 to go. Clock down to 3 minutes. Dosh relays his play in. Hill to his left. Snap goes, handoff to Hill. Had a chance to drop him in the backfield again as the Bulldogs, but he fights forward for a few yards. Going to be close to the line to get. It's going to be 3rd down and 1. They're not going to give it to him.
It is 3rd and inches, man. I mean, I would expect Davison to QB sneak it again. It worked really well for them last time. Looked like they're going to be going in that power set.
2 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Davison driving, 3rd and 1. Bulldogs stacking the box. Snap goes, handoff to Hill. Hill has a lane, and he gets stuffed by Graverson. Did he get enough? It's going to all depend on the spot. They're not going to give it to him. 4th down. Now is where I would be shocked if the Cardinals did not go to that QB sneak.
I mean, just what a play there by, I thought that was Garrett Naraki. He made an excellent tackle there in the open field. And yeah, they're definitely going into that QB sneak formation here. Bringing out some more power backs.
Bulldogs stacking the box. They're going to just load it up right in front of the center. 7 seconds on the play clock. Lines up under center. Snaps it. Handoff. Gets the 1st down. Is Hill. Good play there by the Cardinals. Clock ticking down. 1:25 to go. Cardinals knocking on the door. Down to the Bulldogs 27.
Almost broke away with a touchdown, but one of the D linemen for Granville was just able to get an arm wrapped around the running back just to slow him down a little bit, and then the conversion was made by the linebacking core.
Now's where you might see the Cardinals open up the air game a little bit. Clock's down to a minute.
Jaden Terry, the cornerback.
Fake handoff out wide. Terry, open field tackle. Good tackle there by Jaden Terry. Clock
Keeps him in bounds.
55 seconds.
Kept the Cardinals in bounds, too. That is huge for Granville as the clock ticks and ticks and ticks.
Only one timeout after they had to burn one early.
Yeah, if you're Granville, if the Cardinals go for a pass and you can get the pass rush to get home,
40
that'd be
seconds,
huge.
handoff goes to Hill, stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Big stop there. I think it was Evan Wyman who had first contact down there on the line. 3rd and 7. Clock under 30 seconds. Davison still going kind of slow. Got to hurry it up a little bit.
Are they content going for the field goal?
20 seconds. Dosh puts in his play. Bulldog Stadium on its feet.
Can't let them get in the end zone here.
10 seconds. Dosh rolls left, looking back right, has a wide open man. One man to beat, and he gets into the end zone. What a play by the Cardinals. Goes backside to their tight end, Peyton Coakley. 5 seconds on the clock, and that might have been the dagger.
I mean, if you're Granville, how can you not expect that? It was just wide open. And now Davison is up 3 now, can just kick it for extra point. And Granville just has no time left.
Heartbreak at the end. Bulldogs will have one play. Extra point is up and good. That'll put the lead to 3. Cardinals 40, Cardinals 41, Bulldogs 37. 5 seconds to go. One play for the Bulldogs.
I mean, that would just be the second straight game that Granville would lose to a last-second score. Against Pickerington, it was a last-second field goal. Now against the Cards, it is a last-second touchdown. And now Granville will they kick return it if it's a squib? We'll see what Davison opts for with the kick. And then if it's not a squib, if Granville gets the ball and it's in the end zone, if it's at like the 20, does Newville have the arm to get it far enough?
Miguel Rojas drops back deep.
If you're Granville, do you try to return this?
It depends on the kick here. I think if you're Davison, you go squib kick and just see. Ferguson kick it away with 5 seconds. Squib kick. Rojas lets it go all the way to the back of the end zone. Bulldogs are going to have to get 80 yards in 5 seconds. Tall task. See what Coach Steele has drawn up here. One last prayer.
Now, what will Granville do here? Do you trust Newville to give it enough arm to throw it about like maybe 30 or 40 yards to try to get an open receiver? Do you try to just run the ball with like Terry or with Sadinsky?
Just going to be, I think, just that little shovel pass, and whoever gets the ball, got to run it upfield. Davison's going to have 2 safeties way back. They're going to be about 20 yards off the ball, expecting deep pass here. Newville lines up under center.
And that wing T.
Send Terry out wide here. Newville looking to throw, has to just throw it up. Incomplete pass, 1 second on the clock, has one more play as he almost got sacked, so just had to get rid of it.
Well, thought the game was going to be over, and instead, well, Newville's coming out. Is he coming out the field? No, he's coming to Stiegel. He was a little slow to get up. I thought that he might be coming out the field for a second. That would have been brutal for Granville. One last play.
One last play. 1 second on the clock. Bulldogs down 4. Need an absolute prayer, and we're going to get a timeout. Timeout, Davison.
What is Granville going to do here? I mean, that pass rush for Davison just absolutely destroyed the Granville O-line. So I think you just got to pray. Pray for something.
Can't do much. Yeah, just got to send one up in the hope.
Let's see what the Bulldogs drawing up something here in the middle. Line up probably again in the wing T, but you might send a couple guys in motion instead. We'll see what Granville does.
One play left. Looks like Sadinsky's going to start out wide. 3 safeties back deep now for the Cardinals. They're going to send Terry out to the left side. Newville's going to drop back to pass.
Steve will try to call for a timeout.
Terry has it and throws it backwards, picked up by Sadinsky. Sadinsky throws it backwards, picked up by Bruker. Bruker throws it to Newville. Newville throws it backwards, picked up. Hardiman, now back to Terry. Terry, can he get it out? No. And that's going to do it. The prayer is not answered for the Bulldogs, and they lose in heartbreak back-to-back weeks as time expires. Your final score here, 41 Cardinals, 37 Bulldogs.
Just a brutal loss for Granville. 2 games of your very hard gauntlet of a schedule that you could have gotten wins, both end in heartbreakers. And now Granville is going to be 0-2 headed into the game against Rockford in Rockford.
I don't think either team deserved to lose that game, honestly. They both played extremely well. They both played a great game of all-around football. The coin flip to Davison's way this time. I think if these 2 teams meet up again in the playoffs, we're going to have another heck of a game. Davison gets the best of the Bulldogs. Bulldogs offense highlighted by Sadinsky's 3 touchdowns, over 200 yards rushing. I think offensive player of the game for the Cardinals got to be Dosh. So I think it goes to Dosh. Dosh played an outstanding game. there's not much you can say. I mean, great all-around game. Tough loss, great win for either team.
Yeah, I mean, great game played by Granville and by Davison. Granville had an excellent second half adjustment, throwing the ball a little bit more, ends up paying off for them, but then doesn't end up paying off towards the end as the corners are still getting burned is still the story for the Bulldogs, is that the corners can't cover.
So Coach Stiegel's going to have a tough post-game speech. Davison's going to have a glorious 3-hour ride home. We thank you all for tuning in. This is Granville Athletics YouTube page. My name is Sam Hungerford. My co-host today is Nick Slater, freshman over at CMU. We hope to tune in not next week against Rockford. I think we might be home against Jenison, so maybe 2 weeks for our next broadcast. But thank you for tuning in. We'll be back. Have a great night.